Here comes Molly, 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 Molly. Here comes Molly, jumping up and down, she's jolly. Door dashing all day in the lobby. Say she saw the killer in the hallway sobbing. He was right next to me. Molly said calm like it's meant to be. Blue shoes, red cap, that's the memory. But the take got gaps, it's a broken scene. Walking around in circles, phone at her ear, just scribbling purple. Notes on the napkin, arrows in the spiral. Every time she tells this story go viral. Who got to you, Molly? Why you laugh so loud? Why you act so jolly? Blood on the curb, you just call it hobby. Smile in the sirens, girl, that's ungodly. Meet Molly. Tell us again, we know Bill is your friend. Meet Molly. Do it again. What's real? What's not? Everything you see is all fogged up. Change the story. Oh boy, she grinned, it's the fun part, surely. First he was behind her, then across the street. Then he had no face, then he had no feet. Detective taking notes like a drum line. Every new version got a new punchline. She claims it her way, that's the headline. Molly in the frame, but she's still online. Why your eyes so wide? Who you tryna hide on the inside? Fog in the brain, but the shoes still tied. Pointing at the crowd, yo, the killer right beside. Make Molly. Tell us again, we know Bill is your friend. Make Molly. Do it again. What's real? What's not? Everything you see is all fogged up. Make Molly. Tell us again. Make Molly. Do it again. Hey. Oh my, but why? Make Molly. Why you spin truth like a game, like a hobby? Every time you talk, whole room goes quiet. Whole block rioting and you just denying. Tell us again, we know Bill is your friend. Do it again. Do it. What's real? What's not? Everything you see is all fogged up.
Talk County losers. Yeah, playing that game. Saying them stories, trying to stay the same. Courtroom cold, fluorescent hump, Bible on the table, but the devil run. Billy in the tie with a plastic grin, Ashley with a file, trying to tuck your sins. Pain on the phone, talking real cheap. Names on the list that can't even sleep. Government fam with a government scam. Shake the wrong hand, now you're part of the plan. Late all county losers, playing your game. Telling them stories, gotta keep them the same. Nothing that true, so who take the blame? Billy, Ashley, or Payne? Government fam, government scam. What's true, what's not, you don't give a damn. Prosecuting wrong ones, letting bad ones walk. Judging your pockets while the innocent ride. ISP creeping on a late night tap. Digging through lies for a headline splash. Picking out gray, but you call that law. Halo on crooked while you hide that claw. You smile in church, passing that plate. Monday, yo, twisting every word I say. Sign that warrant with shaky ink, but you sleep real good when my people sink. Lay tall, county losers, playing your game. Telling them stories, gotta keep them the same. Nothing that true, so who takes the blame? Billy, Ashley, or Payne? Government fam, government scam. What's What's true, what's not, you don't give a damn. Prosecuting wrong ones, letting bad ones walk. Judging your pockets while the innocent ride. Look in the mirror, who you see? You all look the same. You can't fool me. Devil inside, ugly out. Say you righteous, but you run on down. Layton County losers playing the game. Telling them stories, gotta keep them the same. Nothing that true, so who take the blame? Billy, Ashley, or Payne? Government fam, government scam. What's true, what's not, you don't give a damn. Prosecuting wrong ones, protecting the vile. Layton County losers, we see through their smile.
Little man on the scene trying to sound real tough. Standing on a stool, still ain't tall enough. Reaching for the counter like daddy pick me up. Wants his lukewarm brew in his favorite sippy cup. Baby pain, stomp those socks. Tiny little sneakers, big boy talk. Puffs that chest, can't lift the lock. Bangs on the door till the hinges pop. Baby pain, just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pain, wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. Yeah. Poor little guy ain't got one friend. Crying to his mama, why's it all gotta end? Why? Tears on the floor. Kicks his legs, then he's back for more. Fake mean mug with the jelly on his chin. Throws one punch, then he runs back in. Hides behind mom when the world swings back. Wants big boots, still rocking snacks. Baby pay. Just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pay. Wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge. Stomping up and down, red face, small frame. Tiny little storm trying to make it rain. Wah, that's his war cry. Big boy dreams in a shirt size 5. Baby pay. Just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pay. Wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge. Yeah. Here comes the crew. Yeah, here comes the crew. Blue in the blood, that truth. Yeah. Hammer in hand. Let it ring through the roof. Hey. Here comes the blue crew. Stomp when you hear that name. I'm a Billy, whole squad, hot like flame, dropping that hammer. Let it ring. They do that thing, hear it sing. Here comes the blue crew. All eyes locked on the move. Wisdom up above while they walk in the groove. Dropping that hammer. Let it ring. They do that thing, hear it sing. Yeah. Mama bear front line, hard like steel. Guarding every soul that love so real. Tomboy wild with the sideways grin. Tender pulling up, say let's begin. Lee in the cut, mind sharp like a blade. That's all. Be steady, never once afraid. Sassy catch and talk slick, quick with the clap. Jesse Lynn slide through, playing in the lap. Christy bring calm when the storm too loud. And the better ride deep, head high in the crowd. Lucy Mona star eyes glow in the dark. Physics super city, 5-leaf clues like R-Cat. K strike fast. Pause on the prize when he first stand firm. Truth in his eyes, typically unique, bro. Breaking every mold. Mag with the vision, turn dust into gold. Stop when you hear that name. I'm a Billy, whole squad, hot like flame.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, here comes Dago, stomping in the doorway. True Crime Cafe opened up on a Tuesday. Steam from the cup, but the stories run colder. Notes on the wall, red string on the folder. Seeking that truth, only doing it his way. Dead air breaks when he hits press play. Looking for justice, can't see it real clear. Screens full of static, but the pattern right here. Hey, here comes Dago with the True Crime Cafe. Yeah, serving up the strains like it's all on display. Pointing out the weirdness. Hey, look, it's right there. Break it down raw, you can taste that glare. Serves it up hot, keeping it real, no chill. Hey, making sense of the cray-cray. Show you what's real. Here comes Dago with the True Crime Cafe. Let you know how it feels when the mask peel away. Case file open, ink on his fingers. Rumors in the room, heavy air that lingers. Staring down lies like a light through the dust. He don't chase cloud, he just chasing the trust. Late night stream got him locked in the glow. Chat going wild when he drops what he know. Every loose thread he gon' pull, let's see. To the whole wild truth sits right in your feed. Here comes Dago with the True Crime Cafe. Hey, serving up the strange like it's all on display. Pointing out the weirdness. Hey, look, it's right there. Break it down raw, you can taste that glare. Serves it up hot, keeping it real, no chill. Hey, making sense of the cray-cray. Show you what's real. Here comes Dago with the True Crime Cafe. Let you know how it feels when the mask peel away.
All right. Welcome back to the cafe, guys. It is great to see you all. I missed you yesterday. Sorry. I wasn't here. I had a migraine headache, but we are back today, and it is great to be back with y'all. So thank you for being here. Please make sure to hit the like button on your way through the door and share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing, guys. We are doing what we doing. We're going, not that we ever left, but we're in Idaho. There was a new document that came out. There's also, which we kind of reviewed over at Kim's today a little bit. And there is a new interview I want to review with another one of the Sigma Chi members. And I want to go back Saturday here at the verdict room with Miss Kim, Miss Logan, and Mikey. We did have Jules as a guest, and she brought up a good point. That there's still some questions about Inan Harsh. I asked the community that day, that night, if anybody, and everybody jumped all over it. So we are going back today and reviewing Inan. Did we miss anything? Does it change anything now that we have the information we have from 3 years ago with what he put out there, what he didn't put out there? The man inserted himself in the case like out of nowhere. It was very strange. So we're going to be reviewing that. For those of you that were interested and wanted that, we're doing that today, as well as the new interview. And we will be breaking down the things that we do as we do and having a great discussion as always. So I think Kim might be joining me. And if not, at one point, I will throw the link in for those of you that want to join me to discuss the things you think on what we do. So it is great to be back with you guys. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you're all having an amazing day, because you all deserve to have an amazing day because you are so amazing. I did, Hemi. I did. So that being said, nothing but love for all of you for joining me. Please, again, make sure to hit the like button, share this out. Let's do it.
flicker like broken halos. Whispers gather in the smoke-filled air. Tables carved with secrets and shadows. Every story's a wound laid bare. The kettle's boiling with restless rage. Justice written on an unseen page. I sip the silence, bitter taste, waiting for the ghosts to show their face. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. Mirrors cracked, reflections are liars. Ashes fall where the guilty once stood. The jukebox hums like a funeral choir. Echoes pounding through the neighborhood. Every scar is a candlelit vow. We hunt the how, we demand the now. No more silence, no more disguise. We'll paint the night with sharpened cry. At the True Crime Cafe, we serve up the pain they try to hide away. Pour another cup of the truth you crave. Raise your glass to the names they betrayed. This is not a sermon, it's a battlefield hymn, a requiem dripping from the bottle's rim. The guilty write stories in invisible ink, but we'll drag it all up from the edge of the break. At the True Crime Cafe, the reckoning burns like a black bouquet. Every shadow will pay. In the True Crime Cafe.
All right, all right. Welcome back, guys. Great to see you again. Thank you for being here today. I hope you're all doing amazing because you deserve nothing less than amazing because you are amazing. It is great to see all the beautiful people in here. Thank you for all the meatballs for jumping in here with us as well. And thank you to the amazing moderators for taking time out of your busy day to be here with us today. We appreciate you so very much. And of course, I want to thank my production manager, Mikey, as well as videographer, Molly, for everything you do. Much love to all of you. And everybody, welcome, welcome. Please make sure to hit the like button, share this out if you will. Thank you all for joining us today. Great to see you all. Come on in. Grab a seat, get comfortable, make sure your cup is full. We got plenty to discuss today. Faux show. Let me see here. Let me see. I think I think, I think, I think, I think, I think, I think, I think. Yeah, all that. Come on in, guys. Get comfortable, please, and thank ya. Yeah, there was a new doc drop. Kim reviewed over there at her channel on her show this morning. I agree. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Great to have y'all back. Missed you guys yesterday. Yeah, I had all the plans in the world. I was going to be live, and I don't know where it came from. I came in here and had a discussion with some of my moderators, so on and so forth. We hung out for a little bit, and then I was going to go live shortly thereafter that, and it felt like somebody hit me in the head, right in the back of my head, all around here, with a sledgehammer. It was crazy. I was out for the rest of the day. I was done. It was a migraine, so yeah, it sucked. But that's why I wasn't here, and I missed you guys. I'm sorry I wasn't here for those of you that expected to see me. My apologies, guys. I think it's my sinuses again because this weather keeps up and down and so much, but it is what it is. I ate me some ibuprofen and I ended up passing out sitting up on the couch because it hurt so bad. I closed my eyes and that was it. Woke up and it was late. So, anybody that's going through that, I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. It's this crazy weather, I'm telling you. That's at least part of it. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat. Let me see. I'm trying to spruce my little thing up here so it doesn't look so blah because then we don't have the TV anymore for the aesthetic in the background. So it'll be a little bit not as boring over here. Just saying. All right, guys, let's see who we got joining us in here today. Randy Burr, my brother from another mother. Good to see you. Miss Rowe, welcome back to you. Aquamarine, great to see you. Miss Jessie Lynn, welcome, dear. Great to have you here, and thank you for that. Leah Story, always happy to see you, dear. Kiss me where I pee. It's great to see you. Missed you too. Miss Jen 7, always happy to have you here. It could be, and thank you for that. Miss Teresa, great to see you. Skilla 591, great to have you here. Firestar 77, great to see you. Smiling Smooth. Let's try that one more time. Smiling Sleuth. So great to see you smiling in here. Appreciate you very much. Right Turn Clyde, great to see you. Guys, I gotta go watch that movie. I love those movies. Any Which Way But Loose. Ever seen that movie? Anybody in here? I'm sure Right Turn Clyde has, but let's see who else. Buffalo Chick, welcome back to you. SRBBB, BBBB, good to see you. Gail G74, welcome back. Terry Busha, like saying that. Terabusha, 7339, welcome, welcome. Blue Eyed Butterfly, welcome back. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm so sorry to hear that. It sucks, Luther. It does. Eddie's in the house. One made nut. Welcome back, brother. Always happy to have you here. Maybe you'll be joining us up here once we get through this interview. Get your thoughts and feelings on it. I don't know. Miss Kim said she might join me up here. I don't know what she's probably might be busy, so we'll see. Josie Bay, good to see you. All right. One's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Why, thank you, Randy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Thank you, Sluther. Yes, check out our merch store. You guys definitely should. There's decent stuff over there for everybody. And if you're interested in something we don't have, let us know. We can make it happen. Tirabusha said, I still do the Devil's Advocate show. I do it not as many days. I think I take Tuesdays and Thursdays off. But I'm still there. I'll be there tonight. No, I just turned everything around, Jesse. That way, you don't have to see everything going on behind me. I just have my own little corner office thing going on here now. So, my apologies for anybody that was into the whole thing behind me. My apologies, but it got to be aggravating at times when people were walking through, and we don't want that. You guys don't want to see that. So, Miss Becca, great to see you. see here. So. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, I'll be over at DA still, guys. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for now. Um, see how that all works out, but you can still see me over there or here. You can see me here too. I know some people don't get to see it because it's work schedules and stuff, and I get it. Karen Folkwas, great to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Statley Port, love your name. Welcome. Jessica Lynn, good to see you. Um, um, Statley Port, that's a cool name. I love that. Let's see here. Terry Weed, welcome. Great to see you. Miss Leah, if I didn't say hi, hello. Gen 7, Terry Weed. Let me see. Oh, we have to put our Alabama sign up there. Of course we do. Hemi, good to see you. And yes, I did see it, bub. Um, thank you, Ro. Good to see you, Ro. Sleuthy Kitty, great to see you. Pretty much Finland, welcome to you. Thank you, Leah. Dirty Boy 1973, welcome. Lenny Briscoe, great to see you. Love that name too. Let me see. There's a few new things with the case. Quite a few things popping here and there. I think I got, let me scroll back down to the bottom here, but I think I got everybody. Brandy B, the OG's in the house. Good to see you. Lisa Winchester, welcome back. High Heels and Henny, great to see you as well. I guess I did miss a couple people that are up at the top here. And who's at the bottom? Amethyst is in the house. Great to see you. Jesse Shule, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Great to have you here. Uh, for the most part, Terabusha, yeah, it's anywhere between 1 and 3, depending on like what time Kim's is live, so on and so forth. That's usually when. It's great to see you, Jesse. We miss you. Itty Bitty Poof, good to see you. Musical contestant, welcome to you, Gail. Lizzie Turtleballs, great to see you. Michelle F. Almost. Miss Margaret, good to see you. I think Kim braids her own hair, I think. And Mr. Dylan Hildreth in the house. Good to see you. He looks like he was number 1 in here. That's right, it is. Roll Tide, Roll Tide. I'm sure if Dylan comes up, he'll have something to say about that. Oh, he's already doing it over here. Him and his damn Georgia stuff. For those of you that are asking, and Skilla, great to see you. I turned everything around. I'm in the same corner of the same room, but I just spun myself around. Something I've been meaning to do for a minute. That way I have a little bit more room, and thank you, musical. Jacqueline Keeley Halls. I'm going to say it correctly finally. I've been saying it wrong for a year now or plus. Halls, welcome. Good to see you. That's what I'm saying. As far as football goes, right? Yeah, dude. I did the hokey pokey and I turned myself around, and that's what it was all about. Period. It's it's over to the right. That's going to get set up over here too. The whiteboard. Just you and Pixie Dust. Good to see you. Beyond the Pale did a good video on reform. 4 cases making it. It's awesome. I'll have to go check that out. Thank you for that, itty bitty. Donna, 7 of 9. Good to see you. Evening to you. So great to see you guys in here. Beverly Pike, welcome back. Great to see you guys. And welcome to all the meatballs. Oh, wait. I just swear I just saw something that didn't look the same. Let me see. So we're gonna watch this new interview with this is a new Sigma Chi interview, and then we're gonna go backwards. Kylie at Ivy, welcome. Um, and re-review things that were put out and about Inan Harsh. A lot of people said he has nothing to do with this. He's not smart enough. I said that myself actually, but we Jules was our guest on Saturday, and she said she's been re-questioning it too. So it's like that's probably a good idea because we haven't really looked at it. It will be soon, Ro. I just have to make room to my right here so that I can set it up. That's all I'm waiting on now, and it only take me a matter of minutes to do it. So it will be very soon, and yes, I'll be printing it out, and then I can use uh, my document cam thing, and we can review it that way, which is awesome. I have long wondered how it's possible that the roommates all claimed to not know where Ethan's apartment was. Now I hear all the frat bros saying the same thing, and one guy says it was a little sketchy. Uh huh. Good point, Jess. Good point, brother. Cynthia Rose, good to see you, dear. Thank you for joining us today. Let me see. See anything from Kim or not? 1 minute. Nothing yet. She might be busy, which that's fine. The Tomboys in the house. Good to see ya. Dale Harrison, welcome back. I love that we're able to give opinions in here without getting done. Oh, well, of course. That's the whole point. And yes, roll tide. Blue Devil, good to see you. Scully, what's up, bro? And thank you. I'm glad you like it. Good to see you, bro. Gang, gang. Dame Shutterberg, good to see you. All you guys, welcome. Looks like we got 109 peeps in the house. 74 likes. We are getting there. We're about to kick this off. Thank you all for being here once again. You are appreciated so very much. Right. That's a good point. Anna D, great to see you, dear. Musical says, I believe Ethan was a CI if there was one. Anything's possible. There you go, Scully. Yeah, I got a couple other things I'll be putting in here. That way it's not so boring. But besides that, roll that beautiful bean footage. Yay, yay. Yeah, I was waiting to see if Kim was going to join me. I don't want to jump ahead without her and then have to go back and explain it, but we'll see. I give it a few more minutes, and if she doesn't, then we'll get it moving. Because anything extra about Ethan and his siblings has been sealed by the family, right? Good to see you, Tom boy. Got my hot coffee stand hot. Thanks to Scully Skull when got me my coffee warmer. The thing is awesome. The thing gets hot too. Damn. I'm used to it being cold by now, and it's staying nice and hot. So thank you for that, brother. Very much appreciated. You know why I was told that, Jesse? I would love to, but yeah, they're low. I wanted to get one actually. They're a little expensive. I know I've been looking at them, but I do want one. One of these days, I'll have one. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. I do. I truly appreciate it, brother. 79 likes. So let's get that to 100. Thank you, Miss Aaliyah. Of course. Yeah, it's nice because this, like I said, this would be cooling off by now, and this is staying like it just came out of the coffee maker. This is nice, bro. I love it. Very cool. Thank you, Bob. Josie might be on a vacation far away, but Ethan likes his girls a little bit older. Yay, yay. That's good stuff, Jess. Yes, it does. Absolute wings. We've had a lovely hot day today. I'm just doing the evening dog walk. It's still nice. Where are you at, Miss Donna? Thank you, Michelle F. For the super sticker. God bless. Very much appreciated. Very generous of you. Thank you to anybody that chooses to support us, whether it be through any of your donations, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, super sticker, super chats, anything with the Amazon wish list. All of it is none of it is expected, but always appreciated. Thank you so much. South of England on the coast. That's got to be beautiful over there, Donna. Beautiful. I would love to see it. And it's rained for months. Of course it did. Of course. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's in the chat. Oh, she said she's coming. Okay, no problem. No problem, dear. No rush. No rush. I just didn't want to do it without you. That's all. It's very chilly right now in the UK. Hey. And kabam. There she is.
Hi, sorry about that.
It's okay. No, no, no. No apologies, please. How are you? Good to see you again.
Good, running around. I did have to run out real fast. That's why.
No, no problem. Like I said, take your time. I just didn't want to, if you were coming, I didn't want to like start it and then have you miss the interview part of it. That's all.
Gotcha.
Thank you, SRB. And that is for somebody, Gail just asked. The SRB just posted the Amazon wish list there. And thank you for the other two, SRB. I appreciate all of that. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna review the new interview, the new Sigma Chi interview, and then as we talked about Saturday with Ms. Jules and Logan, Kim, and Mikey, I've been thinking about it, looking at different pieces of it. We're gonna go back and kind of re-review some things on Inan Harsh,
Oh,
which is something we haven't done. It's the only thing we've never looked back into, and we're gonna go back and check out, see if any of that stuff presents itself differently than it did now that we see everything we've seen, which is a very interesting point. She made a good point with that because, for the longest I was like, we looked into him like everybody did, or everybody did, but then it was like, okay, I don't know. He inserted himself, and he's very strange all the way around. Okay, and we never went like deep on him, but we did cover him. But now that we know different things and see different things, it makes me wonder
mhm.
if it could change some things. This guy was strange, okay? Um he he's a fire thrower. I'm not That doesn't make him strange. It's just his hobby, but the dude is a chef, this, that, everything else. He pulls out at one point all these knives, a lot of knives. And just the way he talks and acts, and he's just some strange things have gone on with him. So he's always been, yeah, I agree. He's always been sus. He's got bad knife skills too. So it's a thought, you guys, and he's right there. He was literally right there. Literally on the corner of the Queen of Park. What's wrong, Tomboy? Okay, I'll be back.
He also said he went over and gave the girls the cooking wine. Like he
That
went
is
over
scary, yeah.
to try to interact with them. I call him Spicoli.
Yeah. He's
If you guys
and
know
then he,
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he's just kind of that stoner dude that like it's just funny.
just definitely weird and off. And the interview with Lana was interesting. There's a couple other interviews. I'm gonna pick and choose what we're gonna look at. There's a thing I'm gonna read to you that he wrote, and it's interesting. The female police officer that stopped him, that he went to school with, was a weird interaction. You want to see my cat sometime? Like what? It's just weird, you guys. I
You
can't
want to pet
even.
my cat? You want to pet
Yeah,
my cat?
want to pet my cat sometime. It's like, what the hell are you saying, dude? So
Cooking wine.
he brings up the black SUV that he sees, this and that. So I want to go back and listen to some of the stuff he says and see if it's changed since we've seen anything new that we have. So, yeah, that's true. That is true. SRB makes a point. He can change on a dime depending on his question. His eyes change. And he does get strange. He makes some weird faces. He's got a look about him that unnerves me a little bit. I'll just say that. So
Someone did a video on him. I cannot remember who, but they were questioning where he was. Like they were
yeah,
looking at the background. You remember what I'm talking about? Like
yes,
it
yes.
didn't look like the same apartment or something. It was weird.
And he had 2 apartments within the same area, well, 2 different areas, but within this not too far apart. Oh my goodness. Kawanda, thank you so much. Says, "Hey fam, feeling super blessed and grateful today. So paying it forward. FOIA fun. That's bingo. Thank you so much for that. We are definitely starting to save up for the FOIA stuff, guys. So also Jack D is sketchy AF. He's on my radar right now, and I'm wondering if there was a DV situation with him and Kaylee. It would explain a few question red flags I've had. That's a great point, Kawanda. And thank you so much for that. Number one towards our goal, and it's a big one. So thank you and God bless. So very generous and sweet of you, and we appreciate you very much. Those are great points and great
Awesome.
statements. Yes. I got behind somehow and had to FF to get back to the present. Who are you talking about? Inan Harsh. Yes, that's who I was talking about. And yes, I have questions, Kawanda, about Jack Decor as well. I always have. I think we all do have a few. There's some things about him that don't line up. I agree. But and we probably will, at some point I'm breaking down everybody. Everybody and all their backgrounds. We're gonna be looking at every single person
Mhm.
and that, we've gotten through two, well, one and a half because we didn't get in all the stuff out on Ethan I wanted, but every so often it'll be different. We'll be breaking them down. Jack Decor is on the list to go through everything with his too. So it is. Agreed. Always the
Mhm.
ones you don't. That's why we're looking back at Enan because I myself said I don't think this man's smart enough to have done something like this. But he had a teacher that came forward and said everybody thinks he's an idiot, and he's not. He's very, very smart. So we'll see. All right,
Oh, I
guys.
didn't know that.
I mean, she didn't say it in those words, but they said he may come off as being a certain type of way, but he's really smart. A lot of people think this guy's too much of an idiot. He absolutely couldn't have done this. Yeah, can't think that way sometimes. That's what I mean. He does have a bit of a comedic streak in him, but it's weird the way it comes off, guys. It's yes, that's exactly it. He's like a chameleon, and he's definitely not dumb by any means. That's the thing. Amy Gray, welcome. Good to see you. It's crazy. Every time something gets released, it adds another person close to them that could have motive, but yet it still fell on a random man that knows nothing about the victims of the house. That's a good point, Amy. Very good point. Thank you for joining us today. For sure. Fiddlesticks. So is Fiddlesticks his cat? That's the thing. Because when we see the canvassing, I swear that was him that opened the door and that cat runs out. They didn't show the face, but I sounded just like him to some aspect. So it could have been. And this man is still in college, you guys. Still. He's at WSU now. I think he's enrolled in Wazoo. This man is a career college student, is what he's doing. Um, so I'm curious what he's taking. I don't know. Yep, that was Fiddlestick. Movement says the only thing that crosses him on my list is that his prints would be in CODIS, I believe. If they would, to some extent, if he was smart enough, if he didn't leave any print, if he left any prints, we'll say it that way. Sorry. Like I said, I don't think he's very dumb. I think he's pretty smart. So, drugs. He's taking drugs. Oh, he does definitely do that. He definitely does that without a doubt, Randy. All right, guys. Analytics. I don't know what he's taking, but the man's been in college for like 10 years. So,
I know.
I mean, literally, he has. He's 30 some odd years old and he's still in college. Kim the other day, not this Kim, but WSU mom Kim said that he was enrolled at Wazoo now.
Yeah, I
What
did
what
hear
are
that.
you doing, boss? To figure it out. And he's still living in these areas, hanging around with these young kids. It's just weird. It's very weird. Never give up. Deb Chutro, good to see you. Exactly. Hot damn. Thank you. Probably still looking for the bathrooms. Good point. Good point. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Scully. Absolutely. Very good point. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I could use that. All right, guys. Let's pull up this interview and get this moving. Wesley Rebick is the name of the new. This is the new interview from Connor of the Sigma, one of the Sigma Chi boys. So, Living Dead Girl, good to see you. Like we got 158 of you guys in here. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this out. And Kim, if you need me to stop, change, freeze, back up, flip it upside down, whatever, turn it inside out, I'll do the best I can with that
Okay.
stuff.
Yep.
So just let me know, and anybody else as well. Once we get through this, you guys, I'll be able to. I bring some of you guys up here to give your thoughts and feelings on it. Then we'll jump into the other stuff. So I know Dylan's here; he always likes to have some things to say. So
Yep. Are you sharing it, Dago? You're muted. Are you sharing the video? Hold on, everybody. Something's going on. I'm here. You guys can see me? Does my image look pixelated or fuzzy to you guys? Hi, Halls. It looks weird to me. No? Okay, thanks. Thank you. It must just be the way I'm seeing it. It's so weird. Are you okay, Dago? You're muted if you're there.
did you? Say
I look
something?
like I've been crying. I haven't been crying. Nope.
Did you say something?
I've been talking to you for like 3 minutes.
Oh, it cut out. Then I'm sorry. Sorry.
You weren't sharing anything.
Oh, that's helpful.
And
Jesus Christ.
then I
I
was
swear I
like,
put it up there.
David.
Sorry about that, you guys. I don't know why I didn't hear it. My apologies. Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Here we go. Now we can see it now. Make sure we can hear it.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
Who is a Sigma Chi pledge class member with Ethan, and it is
Awesome.
You hear it okay then? Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. My apologies.
Yes.
1:32 p.m. So, tell me the first time that you met Ethan.
It would have been after Rush, so I think that was like late summer, and everyone got brought to the house, and everyone went over to the Whites. I don't really remember like introducing myself so much. I don't remember like exactly how we kind of met.
What was your impression of him when you first met?
When we first met, maybe a little bit more cocky than he kind of became less cocky after a while. And maybe at first I didn't think he was as cool, but then after a while he seemed more chill.
Oh, that's a first. That's new. This is Wesley Rebick. The interview date is 12/16/22. He's another brother in a Sigma Chi.
The names kill me. Wesley, Hunter. Who are the other ones?
Connor.
Conrad, Kelvin. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the names are interesting for sure. Yeah, we did, Becky. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, Becky. The new doctor up.
Yeah. What did he say? He was cocky.
Cocky. He didn't think he was as cool at first. And then I guess it changed, obviously. Welcome, Mittens. And Living Dead Girl. What's in the new documents that dropped? What is that labeled again, Kim, again?
It's like, it's state's response to something, but it's a lot of the cell data stuff.
Yeah, I have to look through it and then we'll cover it after the fact. I just want to look at it first to make sure I know what I'm looking at, per se. I didn't get a chance to. And Kim covered it somewhat on her channel this morning. If you guys want to go check out her, if you didn't see it, go check it out. It may explain some of it to you, but there's like, 116 pages in that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to review it myself, look through it, and then I'll probably bring it up and we'll do it one of these days coming up. So.
Someone asked a good question. Let me see. What was it? Oh, someone said, is this about Ethan? Yeah, this whole interview is basically getting background on Ethan.
Yeah. All victimology. Right. That's what I was saying, Karen. Somebody that didn't fall for him right away. It's interesting. Seemed like everybody has said that they loved him immediately. Wow, gotcha, Beck. Jacqueline Sadigo, I've sent to your page on TT the video featuring oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Appreciate that. All right, on we go.
What do you mean when you say that you thought he was cocky?
I don't know. Just almost to me, he just gave off this like, a little bit more of like a badass attitude, but like, I don't really remember. He was always just like a big, like, a little bit more like crazy when I first met him, like partier, and then once he like met Santa and got a girlfriend and everything, he was kind of more chill. That's something.
So it doesn't sound like you were really friends with him much.
Not like I never really hung out with him too much. Kind of just knew him and be in the same apartment and drink together or whatnot. But
so, did you not like him because you thought he was cocky?
I wouldn't say I didn't like him. I just didn't get along with him as well at first.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What sorts of things would he say or do that made you not really get along with him? Do you remember some incident?
I wouldn't say I didn't get along. I wouldn't say we didn't get along. It's just we weren't like, yeah. Not really sure how to.
Wow, they're really like trying to corner him into this. You hear this? This is wild. They keep going back to this and they won't let it go. He keeps changing it. I wouldn't say it's that. I wouldn't say it's this. Well, you shouldn't have said it then, bud. Huh. Wonder if he was friends with David Loach, just out of curiosity.
Answer that. Like, I don't know. I'm just not super close to him, so I don't really.
Well, you know, people are drawn to different people depending on their personalities, and everybody's different. And
Right.
you know, your group of friends generally are people that are sort of like you, and you know, so I'm just trying to figure out what about him, you know, rubbed you the wrong way.
I guess he was a little loud at first, and there was just a couple like little innocent or incidents where people got a little mad at him over it, and then over time he kind of chilled out and never caused any problems.
What were the incidents where people got mad at him?
It was an incident where it was parents' weekend, and I guess this is like, so one of,
Is this the picture with the mom?
yeah,
Okay, tell me about that.
don't know a ton about it, but
So this was just the weekend before the murders, folks. So it wasn't like long ago. Mark B, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, this dude is kind of all over the place, but yeah. So this is the weekend before Parents' Weekend that he's discussing this incident from.
it's just someone, I don't know who took the picture or anything, but it's just him like propped up with his leg, like, and someone's mom was laying on the couch, and he was just kind of looked a little dirty, I guess.
So how'd that go?
Now, first off, whose mom was it, and who got mad at him for it? Was it the kid of the mother, or you know what I mean? Interesting.
Did somebody say something right away, or did they like pull him aside and talk to him after the fact, or who confronted him?
I think it was a different member that like someone showed all the pictures, and then one guy saw it, and then he showed that guy's whose like mom it was, and then I think he probably confronted him, and he was really angry about that. I remember, never like physically angry, but he was like yelling.
Who was that?
That would have been the
Did he say B or P? Hang on.
Yeah, can you rewind it a little bit? I want to hear exactly. Could you tell who he was saying took the picture?
No, but I'll back it up again so you can catch it.
I want to hear, like, focus on that.
Yeah.
It was an incident.
If you want me to slow it down or anything, let me know.
Okay.
Welcome, sausage. Breakfast in the house.
Breakfast.
Ma'am Nan, good to see you. Joanne, welcome. Danger Zone, good to see you. Dylan,
They're
welcome.
looking at Sausage Biscuit's comment, saying, I think if the incident was that big of a deal, they would have kicked him out right then and there. I think they didn't they kick somebody out?
Not
I
sure.
There has been mention of this Parents' Weekend incident in multiple interviews. So this is the first time we're hearing more specifics.
Yeah, definitely. And this sounds almost like they say P, like Pete or Peter or something. I'm not sure for sure. Don't quote me, but that's what it sounds like, but we'll see. It's interesting as hell, though. Variant. Yeah, my understanding, I heard that he got kicked out because of this incident, like out of that situation altogether. So we'll see.
Where it was Parents' Weekend, and I guess this is like, so one of.
Is this the picture with the mom?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that.
Don't know a ton about it, but there's just someone, I don't know who took the picture or anything, There's just him like propped up with his leg, like, and someone's mom was laying on the couch, and he was just kind of
Okay, stop right there.
a little dirty.
He said it was him on the couch with his leg propped up. So him has to be Ethan. And he said, I don't know who took the picture. That's shocking to me. That you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, it said he was there with his leg propped up. He must have showed him how, and then whoever's mother was laying on the couch next to him, I guess. So it's like
a dirty photo.
Like he was with his leg jacked up, like he was doing something maybe to her, yeah.
Or vice versa.
Or yeah, that could be that too. Never even thought of that. Welcome, Bren Barola. Thank you for being here. That's interesting, and it's a little off. I'll say that from what I expected from Ethan. So, and I'm sure with everything else we've seen and heard with the getting in front of things, I can go back definitely. So the mother was passed out, is what I'm gathering too.
Yeah, that's what someone said. Was she passed out? Kind of maybe sounds like it. And I mean, how many times have we heard that these parents get absolutely nuts?
They're all getting hammered, right? Good to see you, Danger Zone. And it makes you wonder, like, did this piss this person off? Did it humiliate this person that he was doing this to this guy's mom? That could piss somebody off pretty bad. I know I wouldn't have been happy.
Mom, it was, and it's one of his brothers, his fraternity brother's mother.
Yeah, that looks really bad, dude. And how was it? Because he was overly drunk? Was that? I'm hoping it wasn't just a normal everyday thing, but he followed with it. That it looked really dirty. Yeah, we'll play it one more time. Oh, she's taking a nap. Okay. Still, either way, you don't do stuff like that. That's kind of off, but
you don't take a nap on the couch of your son's fraternity. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, definitely. So the treasurer was the Kelvin Cobley, I believe, from what we understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely not a smart move as a pledge. I can agree. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. So, Kathleen Bell, great to see you. Thank you for
You would hope that they're going to get to the guy whose mom it was eventually.
I hope. All right, I backed it up again. All right, let's see. Let me know what you need to hear, SRB, if I need to do it again too. No problem, or slow it down or anything.
So,
Is this the picture with the mom?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that.
Don't know a ton about it, but there's just someone, I don't know who took the picture or anything, but it's just him like propped up with his leg, like, and someone's mom was laying on the couch, and he was just kind of looked a little dirty, I guess.
I just thought that too.
That's how I took.
So how'd that go? Did somebody say something right away, or did they like to pull him aside and talk to him after the fact, or who confronted him?
I think it was a different member that someone showed all the pictures, and then one guy saw it, and then he showed that guy's whose like mom it was, and then I think he probably confronted him, and he was really angry about that. I remember.
Say again.
I said fight.
Probably.
Wow, we're finally getting a reason, maybe.
Yeah, maybe some real truth about some of these people too. Ethan had no respect for her. I mean, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really.
So think about that. The kid, the mom who's passed out on the couch, her son is obviously not in the room. He had to see it from the photo.
Right.
So, wow.
And where was Xana? That's another good question too, because I can't imagine Xana was real happy about that, or would be.
Right. So Xana's not there. Mom's not with her kid. Like, it sounds like it was probably crazy. Because
You're
we've
right.
also heard in some of these interviews, some of the kids said, I think it was that John Felon. He was like, me and my mom weren't even really there. Like like I'm
Right.
keeping my mom's not the crazy partier. We're not going anywhere near that house.
Right. Agreed. Makes you wonder if other things were said. Maybe inappropriate things may have been said to parents, possibly.
Oh, someone had a good catch for the timeline. So this
Uh-huh.
what if this was not, well, maybe it had to be. Was this the parents' weekend, the weekend right before the murders, or is this a parents' weekend the year before, and it would have been before he started dating Xana?
A good point. That's a great point because it doesn't really tell us that unless they
No.
go on to tell us that.
No, and the questioning started with, when did you meet Ethan?
Yeah.
So he's thinking back further. Good catch, whoever posted that. Someone posted
Right.
that.
SRB says I think it was 2021.
Yeah. Okay. But that's setting a like a history.
Well, that would make more sense. You know why? If Ethan's not living in the house, he's probably not doing a whole lot over there either this semester in 22. So it would have to be the year before, I would think, right? It would make it make more sense, I should say.
Yep.
So yeah. So that's a year, and it says he gets better over time, they're saying. So maybe he learned his place. So okay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Stacy. No. I
No,
thought so. I'm
it
sure he
wasn't
wouldn't do that
Ethan's.
for his own mother.
Right. It was someone else's mom.
I noticed when the police pulled up, Bethany's over by the whites, not by the front door with the other kids. I'm starting to think she was down there. I think she was going to leave, Sausage. I've said that 100 times now. I think she was going to leave. I truly do. So I don't know. All right, on we go. See what else we get out of it. Quite interesting, though, for sure.
How long is this one?
It's only 36 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Never like physically angry, but he was like, yeah, like.
Who was that?
That would have been the
Who was that?
That would have been the
Sounds like he says B, not P. B.
Yeah, I hear a harder sound like a B or a D.
Right.
Who was that?
That would have been the
B something. Pete's mom, B's mom. I thought it was B, but I could be wrong.
I
We'll
agree.
look into it. I hope so, Danger. Truly and honestly.
Tomboy, I know. Hey, I tell you, when you plan these lives, I'm like, oh, this video is like 36 minutes, and then it takes me 2 hours to get through it.
Right.
That's normal. That's normal.
It sounds like Pete's mom, but I think it sounds more like B something.
Well, there was another interview where the cop brought up Barachoa name. That's how he said it. And they didn't completely blur that out because you could hear it. And the way they talked about him, it was like they both know who they're talking about. So I'm wondering if it's that. I don't know. Was he a Sigma Chi?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, that could
Okay.
explain why he didn't care for him then, right there.
Bees, if it was that. And he's just saying bees instead of, because like, hey, the cops know him. I don't know.
Right.
Or is Pete also a Sigma Chi?
I think so. Pete was one of his good friends, though. So, from what
I
we
haven't heard
understood,
anybody say that though in all the
Nobody-
interviews.
nobody is right. No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, they do redact the names, but you can kind of like either hear like a starting syllable or something like that.
Yeah, because we were told forever that Pete, however you say his last name, Garaja was his like best friend, and then it became Hunter. So I don't know, guys. It's hard. I wonder if he was saying B's mom, like, and they know it's Baracoa. Maybe that would be interesting because him nor Loach could stand Ethan, from my understanding. So,
Yeah.
and Baracoa became his tutor too. So, oh
Became
yeah,
Ethan's tutor?
yeah. He was Ethan's tutor, from my understanding.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one that got fired because he made that ignorant ass comment about Charlie Kirk dying, which shows the type of person he is. But whatever. And he was the
Who
sober
did
bro driving around. David Baracoa did,
Oh.
and got fired from his job at the university because he made that statement. And then, he also was the guy that was driving around sober at 4 o'clock in the morning that morning too. Sober driver.
Oh.
There's questions about him too, for sure. Yeah, he's a little. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just leave that alone for right now. On we go.
He's our. Pretty sure it's her. Yeah. That would have been his mom.
So I think he said it was B's mom, and that might be what they call him because his last name's kind of difficult to say. They just called him B, and he says, "I'm pretty sure it was his mom." And when they redact it there, he probably says the guy's full last name, and then he goes, "Yeah, it was her." You know what I mean? It kind of sounds like that could be what this is. So if it is him, there's a slight explanation into some things, I think. Hey, Michael 007, good to see you, brother. um, he just made a comment, Jesse, that was real negative towards the fact that Charlie was killed, and like they weren't going to have that as somebody that was representing the college. So, Holly Berry, good to see you. All right, off we go. I'll stop talking.
This was quite a long time ago. This is pretty soon after I first met him, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives the answer. It was probably 21 then. Bingo.
Yep.
Did Showalter drive to Garden City when he went over to the smoke shop the next morning? Didn't they find out he took a weird route? I've heard something like that. I'll have to go back and read that report, but good question.
I thought he did not show up on the camera that he should have been on.
That's what I heard. Yes.
There
was a whole thing that I heard about that.
Yeah.
Right. So interesting. Very interesting stuff. It definitely gives us reasons to look into things a little bit deeper, I would say. Quite a few things that are coming out in these interviews make things look a little different to me, at least in my opinion, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And give us more reason to dig a little deeper. So, all right. Yeah, I know, right, Beck? They've been holding on to that for a while about Ethan. They've held on to a lot of these things. A lot of these things. Interesting.
So did that affect your opinion of him, or?
For a little bit, everyone was kind of a little angry at him for it, but after a while, everyone kind of forgot about it. It wasn't a big deal.
So why did nobody else say that in any of their interviews, Kim? No, not one person brought this out, except this kid. That they all loved him, so on and so forth. They never said in the beginning they had issues with him, which is kind of interesting. But I don't know if they're just being nice because he was dead. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. Dylan, good to see you.
I think it shows who, like, this kid was probably there, closer friends to the person whose mom it was, like just more involved in it. The others maybe not. I know they would have all known about it. They all would have known about it.
Definitely. Hell, it could have turned into a fight that night. They don't seem to like to talk about fights. We don't know, but
Yeah.
Hemi makes a good point. Makes question as to why they're keeping us away from Ethan and Zama's timeline of events, possibly.
Yeah, there's something to that.
There
Yeah.
could have been some people that had issues with him, and now we're, putting it together. So, just saying. Good point, Hemi. Good point. All right.
Okay, you said there was a couple of incidents. Besides that one, what was the other one?
I said, I don't think there's any other incidents. It's the only one I can really think of.
Okay, other than that, can you think of anybody within the house that had any confrontation with Ethan?
I really can't. Ethan is a pretty chill guy. He's well liked by pretty much everyone, other than that one time. After that,
Nobody will say a word about David Loach. I gotta wonder why. Honest to God,
Yeah.
really do. I wonder why. Welcome, Angie. Good to see you, dear. You're talking about Mason.
I hope he gets interviewed.
Oh my God, yeah. Definitely.
there was really no issues or anything. So yeah, I can't really think of anyone that had any sort of problems with him.
So one of the purposes of this interview is to try to think about, and so what I'm asking you questions as we go through. So each of us in our lives, we have different circles of people around us, right? So we have our immediate family, and then we have maybe friends at school, and then maybe we have people at church, or maybe we have a job and we have people we work with at the job, or even customers we come into contact with. And so, you know, the people that are over here may not know the people that are over here, because they're separate pockets of people, separate buckets of people that we have in our lives. Right? So what I'm looking for are what you know about each of those buckets of people, and maybe a bucket of people we don't even know about. Because
what needs to be understood, though, this was Ethan's second. This was his. It should have been his sophomore year, the year that the murders happened, but it was his. He failed. He flunked out his freshman year, and was on his secondary freshman year. Okay, so he should have been a sophomore, but was a repeating freshman.
Yeah, second year freshman.
That's it. I don't know why I couldn't say that, but yeah, second year freshman. There we go. Leave it to the teacher to tell us, folks. There you go. But anyway, that's understood. He wasn't a junior. Him and Xana were both sophomores, I believe. Kaylee and Maddie were seniors. I think the other two, Dylan and Bethany, they might have been June. No, I think Bethany was a junior and Dylan was a freshman. That's how I understood it. I could be wrong, but don't quote me. But I think that's how it was.
I thought they were both under like sophomores or something, because it was weird that they were living off campus.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Sally says that Xana was a junior. So okay then.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Thank you guys, both of you.
Yep.
No issues, but you're holding on to something that happened how long? Right. Thank you. That should have probably never been brought up if it wasn't that serious, but you remember that from then? So, okay. They were the youngest, right? Because they couldn't get into bars. That's true. Xana was a junior. Bethany was a sophomore. Thank you.
What? Oh, Xana. Yeah.
Yes.
he had a job, or he had a hobby, or he had something he went to that nobody else knows about but you. Does that make sense? And you never know if you're going to be the person that knows that.
Gotcha.
I know you don't think you are.
I don't think I am.
But let's just go through the drill here. About his family, did you know his parents?
I did not. No, I never really saw him up until recently.
Did he ever talk about growing up?
Not necessarily growing up. You'd talk about maybe stuff you did back home, like water skiing or something like that.
What did
I
he talk
agree.
about water skiing?
Just how fun it is, or he would, maybe him and they would try and get us to come up to his family. So he'd talk about going up there.
Did he talk about working up there?
I more so heard from about working up there, but yeah, they both would talk about. Yeah.
Was that a good experience? Was that something they were going to try to do again in the future? Or?
If I remember, it sounded like they would talk about it in a positive way, I'd say.
So you knew,
Yeah.
obviously, and you knew later.
Yeah.
How was she? So school. What were his attitudes, his behavior about school?
Well, he didn't get the best grades first couple semesters, so he wasn't. Because of that, I would say he wasn't the best, like, hardest worker in school or anything. But he seemed to be doing a lot better this semester. Not exactly sure how his grades were, but he did seem to be doing better. Like, as far as, like, working harder.
And that was because he was trying to work his way to get back in the house, you think?
Yeah. He spent most of his time at the house. He was almost never at his apartment.
Had you ever gone to his apartment?
I had never, no.
No. Did he ever talk about having problems with anybody over there?
No. He never said how he had any problems. He kind of said the place looked a little sketchy, I remember one time. But never.
You think?
Yeah. He spent most of his time at the house. He was almost never at his apartment.
Had you ever gone to his apartment?
I had never, no.
No. Did he ever talk about having problems with anybody over there?
No. He never said how he had any problems. He kind of said the place looked a little sketchy, I remember one time. But never said any problems.
See, it almost sounds like he was going to say something, and then he stopped himself. He would, and then he said, no. He just said it looked sketchy. So I don't know. Take it how we will. They're definitely all, which is what we've learned through these. They all seem to be being very careful with what they say. And I'm sure that was told to them. Be careful what you say. You're not allowed to say this. You can't be saying that, so on and so forth. So, yeah. This apartment is an issue for sure, guys. Very, very, very much for sure, in my opinion. All right. Like Jesse said, they don't seem to want to be it's a distancing thing again. It's weird.
Where did he spend his time mostly?
Mostly spent his time at the house that Santa and all them lived at. Spent a lot of time there. Spent a lot of time, and I don't know if you guys have interviewed or like interrogated. He spent a lot of time.
These are easy interviews.
He spent a lot of time in the apartment. Like, I'd walk in there sometimes, and he'd be usually playing Xbox.
Down 10.
I think that's 10, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the one-mans.
Did you see him going to class on campus?
I never personally saw him because I never would have had classes with him.
Okay.
Because I'm a different degree than him and all that. So
What's your major? What's his major?
what's his? I'm not sure actually. So probably business, if I remember right.
Did he have any odd personal habits? Anything that stood out? Did he wear weird clothes or?
Personal habits. Not really. I guess he was kind of. He ate a lot of fast food. Like. Not really.
That was Van Leuven that said that, Angie, the detective.
Know any. I can't think of any.
How about money? Do you ever have any issues with money?
I
This is like the number one question that they ask everybody, and they really push this about Ethan's money and like how he gets it, what he does with it, all sorts of things with this. It's crazy.
knew that him and
How about money? Do you ever have any issues with money?
I knew that him and
And it's redacted again.
so I don't think he really like he never had like a lot of money of his own money in college, so he didn't have like a ton of spending money, but he would have money for food and stuff.
So money wasn't an issue.
No.
But he didn't flaunt that he had money either. Didn't really buy.
So again, why is that something that they have to redact? They do it with every time the money comes up. It's redacted. It's crazy.
Expensive things or whatever.
No, he didn't.
So how did he spend his time? Just either playing games or over at 1122? Did he have any other activities where he would leave the area? Any classes over in Pullman or?
You know, I do ATX, and we've talked about this a little bit over my last show too. I mean, the way that they're putting this out here, they do make it sound like he was doing something, you know, maybe selling. I don't know, but in my opinion, they've definitely they're really kind of pointing at something like that. I feel. I think they thought he was truly. Now I don't know that he was, but I think they were looking at it that way. Is what I'm saying. The whole apartment thing, the money questions, and how they've asked it, and then they redact a lot of it. It makes you truly wonder.
1,000%. I think these questions are more than speculating that they were looking at that. Like, there's something with that apartment.
Yeah, I agree with that. The apartment thing for sure. And there's how can I say it? There's something to this. They're not just doing it for no reason. There's something to it. There's a reason why they're asking these specific questions. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense. They're just not asking this for no reason.
And you have to understand when you, like in my experience when I was at college, when you have a college town, there's college housing and then there's towny apartments. Like there's apartments that they're not so far away from the campus, but they're not, right near the campus, that are mostly people that just live in the town that don't, and they're not, how do I want to say it? Like some of them can be sketchy, like he's saying, like,
yeah.
And did he have to, I don't know. That's so weird. Like,
see, one of the things we need to know is how Ethan got the apartment. Did the Chapins pay for it, or did he pay out of pocket for it? And if he did, how? Now, this statement, something new. I didn't know that, and I'd like to see how and where that comes into play. if that's true, Stacy was asking around about if he was dealing afterwards too. I mean,
I
if that's true,
mean,
that's interesting. Why would she even think that? You know what I mean?
if you look at the cases where college kids get involved in that drug world, they have to have a place to keep stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And that apartment, if he was never there, I just wonder. Just wonder. Sketchy. I wonder if Molly's crowd hung out over there. That's a good question, SRB. Something we're gonna
Yeah.
have to look into if we can.
Mhm.
Very interesting question. Yeah, that's a good point too, Sausage. I think Kim was asking that too. The exact dates that the sororities got put on probation. Agree.
I've narrowed it down to, I think, I don't know if it was the fall of 2021 or the spring of 2022. It was like that previous year that from
Right.
what I've read,
Yeah.
because I've
I've
been really
never
trying to find that out.
agreed. I've never seen that picture, Halls. I'd love to, but I've never seen it.
There's another thing about Ethan's apartment. So I went looking around the 76er to look at all the apartments over there. And the ones that are right behind the 76er are the Taylor Road apartments. They don't look sketchy. They don't. They look fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't. Now, right across the street was kind of like a rundown, kind of
Right.
didn't look like an apartment.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to
Makes
look
sense.
more. I don't know.
And Danger says, well, didn't he have to leave staying at his frat house? And so the parents had to get him another place. The word was that he was suspended from staying at the frat house because of his grades. So therefore, in turn, he did have to have an apartment, I guess, until him and Xana hooked up. Did the parents pay for it or did he pay for it? Is what my main question is. We don't know.
Here's what I thought about that too. Here's what my thought was. So 1122 has an empty bedroom, supposedly, right? 6
Yeah.
bedrooms empty. Ethan and Xana are already dating, right? Before so the second semester of Ethan's freshman year, second semester, they're already dating.
Why didn't he move into that spare bedroom?
Exactly. Like, you would think they would want somebody like, hey, help with split the rent with us. Yeah, you're not going to stay in it, but yeah.
Unless his mom and dad didn't want him staying there.
Yeah.
That could be. Because everybody else, at least what we know from the survivors, we don't know what Maddie or Kaylee or Xana have said because they're no longer with us. They can't speak on it. Didn't want him there, but everybody sounds like they all wanted him to be there. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to think this is all about Ethan because we're not allowed to know him and Xana's timeline. We're not allowed to know where they're at. We're not allowed to know when they got home.
Right.
And
Well,
the police know that. They know where they are.
They have to, yes. Makes you wonder if they took video footage from that. Yeah. I mean, I agreed, Mike. Definitely agreed. And they haven't put anything about this apartment in anything, guys. No documents anywhere. No reports, ISP, MPD, none of it. Why? I would think that they would have went over and interviewed neighbors of his, talked to them. Did you see or hear anything going on here? Ever at any time? Did you ever hear any fighting? See anything weird? Any of that? We don't have any of that.
Yep.
In somebody that's been murdered, that just makes sense. Why are they not doing it? Or if they did, why don't we see it? And that's true. In the very beginning, it came out to us that she wasn't happy that they were together because they were, I think she felt that he could do better, which I think is sad because I think Xana was great. But you know how parents are. My mother was like that with me. She didn't think anybody was good enough for me until my current wife, of course. But she definitely didn't like the creature for good reason. But,
Well,
mothers.
Yeah, and Ethan has 2 siblings to tell his mother all about Xana
Yeah,
and what she's
right.
like and all of that.
Yeah, and Maisie, I could see Maisie, "Hey, Ma, Ethan's dating this girl who did this last year and did that, and she's known for this or known for that, and all these guys liked her, blah, 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 blah. Well, where does she come from?" That kind of thing. I could see that happening. Absolutely, I could see that happening. It's interesting.
Oh, Miss Momikins, the grocery card. I know, I'm onto that too. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand it because when they're asking about the money in the other interviews, and we'll see if it comes up in this one, they said no one had a food card. But then that comment about him having money left over on a card and giving it to that kid, like, that makes no sense to me unless it's a campus food card.
yeah, and there's no way in hell. Ethan's 6'4", probably 260 pounds. He's a monster. If he has $200 left on this card, you think he's going to give it to somebody else unless he owed it to him, or he's going to use it? I'm sure the kid ate. He was home all the time, they said. He probably ate constantly. You know what I mean? Unless he sold it.
I'm trying to think because when my daughter went to college, it was a digital card. See that they didn't have that when I was in college. You could add to it. You can always add money to your card, add money to your card. And my thought was, what if those kids were paying each other? Like, because there's
Keep it
money
hidden.
laundering. You gotta hide the money. You gotta, think of ways
Right.
to do that.
That's a good way to do it. And that, like when I did that little expose or whatever the hell you want to call it, that little show I did on that North Carolina college, they were doing stuff like that the whole
Yeah.
time. That's
Yeah.
how they would hide their money. So,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Very interesting.
What was the other thing I was thinking of? The food card.
And I promise you that Ethan was not on Snap or EBT or any of that. They made too much money for that. So,
No, and think about it. It was his freshman year and he comes from a pretty well-to-do family. When you
right,
sign your kids up for college, you are paying for housing, and included in that is a food plan. And you usually don't opt out of that as a freshman.
right. I agree.
So he would have probably had that his whole freshman year.
It's a good point. This is how we learn these things, you guys. That's why I like doing this. It's awesome. It gives us more insight and info to be able to look into more things that we need to. Right, Sally. There's no way in hell they were eligible for any kind of like government assistance, and with the money that they had, no way in hell. So, and even if he would have been, EBT stuff, from my understanding, at least here in Ohio, it doesn't roll month to month. It's gone. Or wait, no, does it?
Not
can't
my
remember. I don't
daughters didn't. No, it
think
was
it
for the
does.
whole semester.
You have to use it up and then get it gone with before the next month rolls over, I think.
No, not monthly. It's for the whole semester.
Or the whole semester. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's what he meant then, SRB. That could make sense. His food card for the cafeteria and stuff like that. But he said he bought groceries for the house. $200 worth of groceries, and if he had $200 left, he just gave it to him to go buy himself groceries, is what he called it. So
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. A couple people have said it resets every month. I did not. I don't know. My kids went to college, 8 years ago? It
Yeah.
wasn't like that. You have to use it all up before the semester ends.
right. Good point. And
That's
this is
something to
Wesley
look
Rebick.
into.
Who asked me that? Welcome B Pelosi. Who's asking me? Was it Danger? Yeah, Danger. He asked, it's his name is Wesley Rebick. Definitely giving Witchy. Good to see Witchy. Definitely giving us stuff to think about. That's for sure.
Any hobbies or jobs that took him off campus?
Not that I know of. I don't think he played any intramurals. I'm not sure if he played maybe some intramurals, some sports like basketball. Yeah, it's like mostly video games.
What kind of video games?
You play Fortnite, I think Overwatch, played a ton of Rocket League, maybe Call of Duty. Those are the games I know of.
Did he play online with other people?
Yeah.
Do you know if he played with people that were out of the house, that were aware, maybe childhood friends or anything back home?
I'm not sure about that.
How about like his cell phone? Did he excessively use his cell phone or didn't really use it much, or how would you characterize that?
I would say he used his phone quite a bit.
Did he use, to your knowledge, did he use any apps that were unusual?
Nothing that I know of.
If you guys were communicating with each other using your phones, how would you do that?
Snapchat.
Did you notice any changes in his behavior recently?
Hold up 1 minute. Thank you so much. Luther dropped 10 new memberships. We got 10 new meatballs jumping in here with us. It looks like the Hollyberry UK, Eddie Saffron Peanut, Faulted Wolf, Caramel Cole, Death Wave, GG Gilligaff, and Nikki H, Love Shack Sarah, Freya, 3783, WJ Willow. All of you guys, welcome to the sauce. Again, 10 new meatballs jumping in the sauce with us. That is amazing. Sluther, as always, you're so very generous, and we appreciate you very much. God bless.
Oh, I just looked up the meal plan stuff. It goes by the week. It goes by the week. So they're like, you have this many meals to use for the week. And
So
then it resets every Monday.
So he had $400 on this card for a week. That doesn't make sense. That's
No,
a
that
lot.
doesn't make sense because I don't know. This is weird because my daughter's was like that too. They're like, you have this much to like swipe. You like swipe into the cafeteria, and then once you're in, you can like, get whatever. But then there's another option where like you can go to like more of a fast food restaurant type place,
Right.
and it's $1 amount.
Yeah, SRB just dropped something in here, and it says that the University of Idaho offers digital food cards through dining dollars loaded into the Bandle card. These function as a declining balance debit card for on-campus dining, including Chick-fil-A, Qdoba, and Einstein Bros. Bagels. Students can buy residential meal plans that include these dollars and emergency meal swipes. Basic needs food in available areas through the Vandal Care program, key dining and food assistance options, dining dollars, prepaid funds on the Vandal card, usable at all Idaho Eats locations, and for mobile ordering via Boost. And then there's the Vandal Food Pantry available for students in need, located at Shoe Hall 105. Emergency meal swipes, short-term assistance for food insecurity requested via Vandal Care, and community meal plans, optional plans available for commuter students or staff. So there is that. Interesting. Between
Yeah.
what you just said and what she just explained. Thank you both.
Yeah, they're the same thing. There's the
Gotcha.
dining dollars, and then that's separate from the meal plan.
Right. Thanks, SRB, and thank you, Miss Kim. Well, there we go. And Taco Bell wasn't part of it, I don't think. And they said that he ate at Taco Bell regularly. So
Mm-hmm.
he had to have money, his own money, or a card maybe credit
has
card
m-
or something maybe for that he was given. Who knows?
Yeah.
Welcome, Lisa. I don't know that I could. Can you see him though asking his parents, mom, like they said, I'm gonna have a party and I need more money for beer? I can't imagine. I would never ask my parents that. They'd be like, no. Maybe they weren't like that. I don't know. That's another interesting thing too. And people do stuff like that. Maybe he was trading the food card money for rugs. That's a good point, and it could be. Taco Bell is not cheap anymore, Sluther. It's gotten stupid expensive around here, at least. And they took all the good stuff off the menu. Makes me mad. And dining dollars roll over too, so different generation, I know. Could be. Could be. All right, on we go.
Changes in attitude.
I really didn't. No. I didn't really notice anything different about it.
Any life changes?
I don't think so.
Name his 3 best friends.
I would say probably Hunter, and then I would say
Everybody's saying Hunter.
Yep.
I can hear the huh, right? With every one of them, you can hear it.
The only thing though is his brother's name's Hunter. So I don't know if there's,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm guessing Hunter Johnson because we were told that from the beginning. But there again, you could be right. Could be Hunter Johnson.
I think it is Hunter Johnson. It's weird that they're not saying his brother.
Bateman. Well, you know what's weird though is I gotta wonder how close him and his brother were at school. You know what I mean? I don't think they were,
I don't either.
which is odd.
Because they don't say in any of the interviews, I have not heard it sound like they say Hunter twice.
You are correct, ma'am. Sorry, you are correct. That was hot. This thing's hot. Lord. No, that's a good point. Yeah, this little cup warmer thing, this thing, it's like it's fresh. It's crazy. Thank you again, Scully. No, that is interesting. I agree with that too. So, but yeah, I wondered, like, did him and Hunter, like, were they in separate groups? Did they not really hang around each other? Being brothers, you'd think they would be closer, especially twins and triplets. I know my twins are like inseparable, completely. Like they have to do everything together. And they're always together. So I just
You never know, though. You never know
Right.
the dynamics of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to a college setting and things like that. He could be saying Hudson. That's another good point because him and Hudson, from what we've heard, were pretty close. So I don't know.
they probably maybe. I really didn't. No. I didn't really notice anything different about it.
Any life changes?
I don't think so.
Name his 3 best friends.
I would say probably Hunter, and then I would say probably maybe, and then he had a lot of friends.
Well, 2 of them are either Hunter or Hudson and Kai. I heard Kai. Not Larry Curly Moe.
I understand Peter had a prior relationship with Xana. Is that right?
Him and Xana are pretty good friends.
Is that
There might have been something there. I don't know.
Well, there was something there. I'm just wondering if you ever saw any animosity between the.
Probably maybe, and then he he had a lot of friends.
I understand Pete had a prior relationship with Xana.
So he's saying Pete had a prior relationship with Xana. They didn't redact that very well. That's interesting. Did you guys know that already? Did we know that already about Pete? I don't remember knowing that. That's interesting.
Is that right?
Him and Xana are pretty good friends.
Is that
There might have been something there. I don't know.
Well, there was something there. I'm just wondering if you ever saw any animosity between the two of them over that.
Did you say something? Can you hear me?
Yeah. It is written somewhere. It's in a report or something about this prior relationship with Xana, because it was described like it ended up not being a big deal. Or no, so I think someone said it in another interview.
They
I
did.
think-
It was no big deal, right?
But more than that, they said that they would hang out. It wasn't awkward. Like, they really described it.
Yeah, I just didn't know that it was Pete. I thought it was somebody else, which that's interesting.
I don't, from the other interview, I don't know if we could tell who it was.
I don't believe so. This is the first time I've heard them clearly say the name. They didn't redact it at all. It was Pete. Clear.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but look right here.
Well, they do kind of look alike.
A little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Xana's got a type.
Yeah, she did date a couple different frat guys. I knew that, but I did not know Pete was one of them. But if you listen here, you can clearly hear him say Pete.
So also, Kai is a Delta Tau Delta.
Is he? I thought he was.
He is.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. That's interesting.
So Hunter Johnson's not a Sigma Chi. Kai's not a Sigma Chi. I don't know what Pete is.
Pete. I'm gonna look that up. Not right this minute, but yeah. Algor.
Yeah. It's just
that's
interesting.
And again, it goes.
The rumor about, they asked the other guys, if you were going to get some white powder, where would you get it? And they say the delts.
Makes you wonder. Hey, Jackie.
All right.
Pete is, Kat said. Kai's Delta. Okay. So we need to know who was allegedly taking Xana on that other frat tour that night. Bingo.
What night? Frat tour.
1 minute. I'm writing something down. Yeah, there was something that was stated. I had heard that somebody took her on some other frat tour that night. The night of the thing. Lyndon is Delta 2, which is Lyndon was Josie's boyfriend.
Yes, Lyndon is. And Hunter Johnson is a Phi Delta Theta. There's a whole article about him. I have it. I can post it.
So that's the Delta, right?
The Phi Delta Theta, not the Delta Tau Delta. No.
Oh, okay. Now, do the Deltas, do they intermingle? The two different groups of Deltas, the different Chi types, or are they specifically separate?
They're separate fraternities.
Oh, okay.
So the Hunter Johnson's would be considered probably a Theta.
Yeah.
So for the Deltas, I have Lyndon Beck, Jake Schreiber, Jack Showalter, Kai Davis. Those are the Deltas that I have so far.
Wasn't Decor a Delta as well, or no?
No, he's a Beta Theta Phi.
Okay. Things get confusing.
I had to start a list.
That's okay. That's good. We need that. The fight that we supposedly heard about, from what we were told, was in regards to supposedly Xana made a statement about okay, the rumor was what we were told. We don't have actual verification of the actual words that were spoken. Was that Xana supposedly made a comment about David Loach having shriveled whatchamacallits due to steroid use. So that's what my next question was going to be. That kid that got beat up. Remember that? The one that died in the ambulance that we covered?
Yeah, it's not Sigma Chi. It's not the Delta Tau Deltas. I don't think. It was
I thought it wasn't it the same. It was the same fraternity that other kid died from over at Wazoo. I thought it was the Delta Thetas or whatever the hell they're called.
I'm not sure. We could find
it was the Delta one. I knew that, but I thought it was the Delta Thetas. I'll have to double check it, but
Phi Delta Theta.
I think that might have been it. Whoever, I can't think of his name, but the kid that died from hazing at Wazoo was in. It was the same one.
What's his name?
I knew it was the same because they had been suspended for 5 years. And I remember covering that when I did. Is it Phi Delta Theta? Yeah.
Phi Delta
Okay.
Theta,
Well,
okay.
I thought. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right.
so that's the same thing as Hunter Johnson,
Yes.
and a few of the others. So yeah, Delta are the house, rumored to be the ones to call for. Yeah, right. So it just there's something else to look at. Just saying.
Yep.
This is why we do this. Like I said, Connor Chestnut was Delta. Jack Showalter's friend. Wasn't that Showalter's fraternity too that he was booted from? I thought.
Yes, I forgot about that one. Connor Chestnut. He is. And Mason Barstow. I have more names to add to this.
Right.
And that Eric Run, whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. This could be giving us. Thank you, Jen. Delta Tau Delta, known as the Delta. Thank you, Sausage. All right, on we go.
I don't think so.
Name his 3 best friends.
I would say probably because and then I would say probably maybe, and then he had a lot of friends.
I understand Peter had a prior relationship with Xana. Is that right?
Him and Xana are pretty good friends. There might have been something there. I don't know.
Well, there was something there. I'm just wondering if you ever saw any animosity between the two of them over that.
Oh, no.
Him and Peter.
No, they would usually all hang out together as a big friend group.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know this is a weird question. I think you already answered this no, but I'm going to ask it again. Was there any instance where Ethan ever discussed or displayed fear, concern, or discomfort about a particular person or situation?
No, I really can't think of any.
Had he ever been in a physical altercation with anybody?
Never at U of I, at least.
Is there anybody that he particularly didn't like that he wouldn't want to be around?
There it is, being lied about again. Right there.
Never at U.
Was there any instance where Ethan ever discussed or displayed fear, concern, or discomfort about a particular person or situation?
No, I really can't think of any.
Had he ever been in a physical altercation with anybody?
Never at U of I at least.
Is there anybody that he particularly didn't like that he wouldn't want to be around?
I'm not really sure. He was usually pretty chill with whatever Xana was kind of doing, so I don't think he usually tried to be pretty nice to everyone. Never tried to start anything.
Did any other girls have a romantic interest in him that you know of? Was there some other girl that wanted to date him?
That wanted to date him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's any.
To your knowledge, was
That was an odd way to answer that. Yeah, like I said, they're being real careful with what they're saying and how they're saying it, what names they're using. That's interesting to me.
he ever unfaithful with Xana?
Seemed to be pretty faithful.
What about her with him? Did she ever cheat on him?
I don't think so.
What about other guys that were interested in Xana? Ex-boyfriends, anything like that?
I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know about any of her ex-boyfriends. I don't know if she had any in college or not. As long as I knew her, she never had a boyfriend until.
That's not true. You just had a conversation with this guy about Pete. Wow.
And you said earlier that you knew Xana. Did you know her from up here?
No, I knew her from college. I actually found out that, yeah, she was from and all that. From
After the fact.
Yeah, after the fact.
Okay, fair enough. Did he have any off-campus or activities? Did he have any hobbies? Was there a particular store that he liked to go to? Was there anything that he did that took him off campus?
Drives to go get fast food, or
is there someplace off campus besides 1122 that you knew that he hung out or went to frequently?
like another off-campus house, maybe.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Someplace where.
Not very often. Maybe one of the other houses on King Street or
White's or whatever?
White's, yeah.
Okay. Any other house off campus in particular that you knew that he went to? Or just in general, you assumed that he went to them?
I don't remember whose house it was, but it's right up the road from. So it would have been 15 Road. So it would have been somewhere up here around, and I think it was one of Xana's friends' houses.
Do you remember her name?
It could have been a girl named House. I don't remember if it was her house. Yeah, I think I lived there.
And you're pointing down here to the where.
So this is the white. So it would have been farther up, I think.
Farther up.
Yeah.
Just right off or back in.
Pretty much, yeah, just right off of it. It wasn't down another street. It was on this street.
Had you ever gone out and hung out at 1122?
Yeah.
Over here? Had you gone and hung out at the 1122 house?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit. How many times in the last year would you say that you've been there?
Well, so they had it this semester probably 10 times maybe.
And were there other guys that were there?
Yeah.
What other guys were there?
It was usually, so a lot of guys in our house, and then I didn't know a ton of the other guys because they were from other houses. Like a lot of them were delts. A lot of delts hung out there.
Anybody besides delts? Any other fraternity?
It was mostly basically just delts.
Did you know them?
I knew of them.
So here's the Delt roster. If you can just kind of go down that roster and just spit names at me of people that you knew that you'd seen there.
Here he is pushing the Delt thing again. This seems to be his thing, this with all these interviews, truly.
I think I knew I saw him a couple times.
What's that last name?
Has anyone? There was one Delt member that was, I don't remember his name, but he got into like a little altercation with one of our members, and I would see him there sometimes, and nothing ever turned physical or anything.
You don't remember who that is?
I think it might have been. Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, you're talking about the other guy that looked like Saeed. Lake something. What the hell was his name? Damn it. I know who you're talking about, though. Nothing. He used to live in the 1122 house at one time. I can't think. Hey, Stitches. I can't think of his last name.
I think I don't see his name on here. Yeah, I guess I can't remember.
What did he look like?
He had curly blonde hair. He was probably about...
Lake Campbell. That's right. Thank you, Holly. That was his name. Exactly. I am not sure if he was a Delt, but we can look into it to find out.
5'9", some pretty bulky dude.
Okay.
But there was never incidents where anything actually happened or anything got serious or anything.
So at the 1122 house, there were no fights you observed or anyone getting kicked out for behavior issues or anything?
Never when I went there. It was usually everyone kept their chill. Nothing ever happened. Or a situation like that really went down.
Did any of the girls over there ever complain about guys either being followed or guys hassling them or unwanted advances or anything like that?
I never heard anything about that. No.
We keep hearing this stalking allegation getting thrown around. Do you know anything about the girls complaining of being stalked?
I've heard about that too. I really have no clue about anything about them getting stalked.
Okay. Where were you when you heard that this had happened?
I would have been in my room, which is...
Did you guys catch that? Listen in the background real close when he asks this question. Listen in the background.
Where were you when you heard that this had happened?
Did you hear him whisper to him? Listen to that again. I don't like this.
Stalked.
Okay. Where were you when you heard that this had happened?
That's crazy, yo. Hold on. I'm going to slow that down, too, just a 10 so you can catch it. Watch this.
Stalked.
I've heard about that too. I really have no clue about anything about them getting stalked.
Okay.
Okay. No problem. I couldn't hear really what he said, but still. At least we heard it. Thank you.
Where were you when you heard that this had happened?
I would have been in my room, which is I found out I don't know what time, probably 12 or 1. One of my roommates told me about it.
No, she's right. He said, I'll take those back, meaning the pictures he gave him to look at.
And
It's 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. on Sunday?
yeah, something like that.
And what did you understand? What did you understand had happened?
So to begin, I woke up that morning, probably about 10 or something, and I was with a girl, and so we went and got food. And so I came back, I park at,
What girl were you with?
she goes to WSU.
Okay. What's her name? Had she spent the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she go to the party with you? The Sigma Chi party?
Yeah, she came over and we hung out in the lodge for a little bit, partied, and then we went to bed.
Did you see Ethan and Xana at the party?
I really didn't see him in the lodge. I saw him kind of like before the party at probably 7 or 8, and they were just hanging out in, I think, in one of the rooms.
That was at 7 or 8 p.m.
It was a while ago, but yeah, something like that. It was before the party.
You think they were in an apartment?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It was one at the bottom.
But you didn't see him at the party?
I did not.
Do you remember anything unusual happening at the party? Any altercations or
The party went,
people not getting along?
party went super smooth as far as I remember.
Nobody wants to talk about this fight. It has to be because it's the fraternity thing. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Do you remember if Maddie or Kaylee came to the party? Did you know Maddie or Kaylee?
Not really. I knew of Maddie because she was always at
1122.
1122, and I think I talked to her maybe like one time, but
What about Kaylee?
never met her.
You never met her.
I don't think so.
Okay, what about the other two girls?
I knew them too, but never really.
No problems.
Nobody knows Kaylee.
I know. We could start a short list on who knows Kaylee.
Nobody knows Kaylee. That's amazing to me. You gotta love it.
Nobody knows Kaylee.
Wow.
I just thought of a fun fact. I hung out with a guy that was a Sigma Chi, and I partied at the Sigma Chi house. Not in Idaho, though. Not in Idaho.
Thank God.
It was so long ago, I forgot.
I don't know, ATX. That's a good question. Nobody knows Kaylee. It's amazing. Amazing. That's really hard to believe.
That you can think of with anybody there. No ex-boyfriends. No ever overhear a heated conversation with any of the girls on the phone, maybe, or one of them being angry about something.
Nothing I know of. The only thing I've heard of is just rumors about Kaylee's boyfriend or whatever. I've never heard anything personally.
Did you know Katie's boyfriend?
No. I didn't know.
Okay.
What rumors? Make them tell you.
So when you heard this had happened, what did you think?
I was in pretty big shock.
I mean, when you actually understood that the four of them had been murdered with a knife, what did you think?
I was still in shock, and I was just a little bit scared.
Okay.
little bit scared.
Did you have any ideas of who might have done this? Did you ever have any problems with homeless people or crazy people who are over there?
Well, I parked my truck in front of the Whites on the side of the road, and I actually got a subwoofer stolen out of my truck. So
That's where I got your name, because I asked about any unusual incidents or thefts, and somebody said that you had a speaker stolen out of your truck.
So
was it from inside your truck?
Yeah, I leave my truck unlocked though. So I mean, I leave it unlocked because my keys don't really work very well. So someone just ripped it out of there, took my sub, took my amp. And this was probably a couple months ago or something.
You have no idea who did that either?
I just figured it was some crackhead or something. I don't know.
Crime of opportunity. Okay. You've probably seen this vehicle we've been asking about. Do you know anybody who has a vehicle like this?
Is it the white Elantra?
Yeah. Do you know anybody? Boy, girl, anybody's parents, car you've seen? It's distinctive in the fact that both the headlights and the taillights extend back into the body or forward into the body in the case of the taillights. And it's got a really distinct body line up under the windows that comes up at an angle and sticks out pretty far.
I don't know anyone personally that has this car.
Okay.
Where was the car parked at? You guys?
So I can't talk about that. Okay, I'm going to show you a knife. It's a pretty unique looking knife in the way it's colored and the way it's made. If I can get the screen to open.
It's unique in the way it's colored and the way it's made. I really would like to see this knife because they're making this sound like something completely different than what they're telling us. AK Dips, Moonflower, good to see you. What is so unique about this?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think they just looked at the first Google picture of that sheath and looked at the knife that came with it. I mean, even the fact that they're ordering one that they think it is, that's crazy. And then someone put in a chat earlier a question about, or a comment that they saw in the reports, that the lab reports, that they were describing it as a 5 3/4 blade, not the 7.5.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And
that's crazy.
That's not a standard K-bar, period. Interesting. Very interesting. A standard K-bar, like the one that should come with that sheath, is 7 inches.
Oh, 7. Okay.
It's 7 or 7.5, and it's 2 inches wide. That's not at all what they said in that document, though. Oh, I'm sorry, Moonflower. Yeah, guys, make sure that you're subscribed if you want to be, or at least, subscribed if you choose to be here, because I guess people are becoming unsubscribed again. So make sure you want to be, if you want to be, that you are.
Yeah, wow. I don't think it was showing me that you were live either. I have to go redo it.
YouTube doesn't like me at all. They've done this to me forever.
Do you own a knife like this, or do you know anybody who does own a knife like this?
No.
Is there anything else that you'd like us to know that we haven't talked about yet?
Like I said, I'm pretty clueless. Everything.
Okay. Well, given that, I'm going to stop the interview at 2:08.
So I guess just a real quick update. I guess Rex Sherman admitted to
Yeah.
7 murders, and
8. Oh, did he allocute to the 8th one?
I think he did something with the next one. Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, I wish I could have covered that today, but you can't. No cameras in the courtroom.
All right. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to get back to where I was. Where'd you guys go? Where the hell is it? Here we go. Good Lord. Joanne, what page are you on?
That's a good question. The Holly Berry. Is this confirmation on 2 separate knives? Oh, who
It's
knows?
starting to make me wonder. I hear your printer.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I was saying I can hear it.
I was going to mute till I had to talk.
No, it's all good. Written Dreams, good to see you. Item number 61 is a Kershaw knife. Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, whatever page you're on, Joanne, let me know when you find it.
What is she saying on there?
She said she's reading like some crazy stuff, so
Huh?
I'm interested because I'll jump to it real quick and look at it.
It sounds like a dial-up printer. I know.
Right. Chicka, burp, burp, burp. 1 minute.1 minute. What happened? Oh, here we go. Okay, now we're there. Oh, let me see. Yes, Miss Joanne, take me to whatever page you're at, and I will go there. We have a little time still before I jump into the other thing. Hello, Fizzy. The Fizness is in the house. Double check to make sure you're subscribed still, Fizz. People aren't getting notifications again. Craziness. YouTube is not liking me again. Outcast and Skull Mackay are 2 different people, guys. Are you still in here, Joanne? Welcome, sweet Melissa. Yeah, if you are not getting notifications, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you choose to be, of course, because it they've been unsubscribing people, I guess. Again, maybe Joanne left. No problem, Scully. Thank you, HX. Yes, we do, Scully. As part of our fam over here, for sure. Where do I get? I wish I. Yeah. Also, make sure you have your updates done on YouTube as well, because that will disallow it too. I wish Joanne would have given me the spot she was in where she took off. I don't know exactly what she's looking at. Um, yeah, but what's the page? Nothing. The way this document was dropped, it's weird. It's like it's in the middle of the document. There's no title page or anything. It just shows weird numbers too. It's now we're at number one. S1, you said? Rebuttal expert disclosure S2. Hi, Kathleen. So then it comes before this then. Like 160 pages, yes, in S1. I know the numbers are still here. The thing is it doesn't list it. Okay. Here's what my issue was with this. Okay. I'll show you. The way this starts off, it's a little confusing. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. But could be a little bit confusing. This is how it starts. It's not even the beginning of something. It's like in the midst of something. Okay. And it shows page 120 of 153, revision number 3. And then if you scroll down, it's like, where's the rest of these pages at? Why doesn't it start from 1? Hey, Christine, good to see you. That's why I got confused. And it doesn't show me S1 on here at all. It goes down. If I scroll down, it takes me to S2. So that's why I'm like trying to figure out where I got to be. Well, when I scroll down, I was scrolling earlier. I comes all the way down. This is basically like a handbook right here. Crime scene manuals, blah, blah, blah. 1 minute. Fire scenes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is all like manual or handbook or whatever you want to call it. And then down at the bottom, tools, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Wait, why is that showing you that? Hold on. There we go. Unless it goes backwards. Maybe it goes backwards. Maybe that's where I'm at with it. Basic scene information. Let me get down here.
Are they talking about pages in the manual?
It's in this document. This is the only document here. So I'm trying to
No,
find.
but they're only saying, like Tomboy said, 15 or 16 pages. That's still the manual. Someone else said 36 pages.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't find it. This is where it actually starts to be something, okay, where it has a title page, it looks like. And this is listed as Exhibit S2. So does this roll backwards? Do I go down and it goes backwards to S1?
I don't think so, but I'm looking. No, it goes to Exhibit S3.
So then that first half is S1?
I wouldn't be surprised if they have it all screwed up, though. What's this say? S2.
Yeah, right here. Exhibit S2 rebuttal testimony. And again, I feel dumb at this point.
Are there two docs?
That's what I was asking. I only saw the one.
I didn't go to the website. Let me look.
Sausage said here. S2. Okay. So this is S2. This is the anticipated rebuttal testimony.
That's what I read earlier.
Right. Okay. So there's something in here.
Ray. Yeah.
Well, there's something in here they were saying about the sheath. So hold on.
Not in this one. It's not in S2.
Did you see it?
It was all about the cell records in S2. Let me look more.
I'm on the correct page. So
the Bernhardts are also data, correct? They're not DNA. The devices, so on page 42, it says, go to page 42 is Bethany Funk's iPad. If you go to page 42, that's Bethany Funk's iPad.
Okay. Ryan Koberger's Acer laptop.
Yeah, this whole document's digital stuff.
Hit control and search sheet. Oh, okay. All right, so let's start here. I guess this did show up. Fish 16. This is S13. Okay. This brings up. Okay. Here we go, Kim.
What page are you on?
I am on page 16, and I'm going to scroll back up to the top here.
Page 16?
Yeah. This is about blood, sheath, and stuff like that.
Oh, what to do with it?
No.
Yeah, these are all directions on how to...
No. This is Dr. Go up and hit Control F, and then the little box pops up at the top and type in sheath, and it'll bring you to this different part of this. This is telling us Dr. Turby's claim and all that other stuff.
Oh, it's 106, page 106.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it shows down here, though, like the page number there. That's what I was looking at. Sorry. Sutton's response. Okay.
Oh, he says it was staged.
Yeah. Established the perpetrator had to have used one of the available exits to leave the crime scene, but no secondary footwear, transfer stains, or secondary transfer stains. Let me blow this up a little bit bigger. There we go. Were created. This seems to negate Dr. Turby's conclusion in lack of secondary transfer stains would preclude the sliding glass door being the avenue of exit. Turby claim indicates that Gonsalves and Mogan were posed. The evidence suggests that after both victims were killed or unresponsive, they were posed in their shared bed. Kaylee was moved from a position with her head on the pillow to partially atop of Madison. That's weird. Then the comforter was placed over them both. Sutton will testify posing is a possibility, but not a determination that can be made to the exclusion of the other explanations for their positioning. As Dr. Turby states, requires an intentional act. This refers to intentionally arranging the scene for effect. In this present case, the bodies of Kaylee and Madison were posed together after the lethal attack suffered by both, and then they covered together with a comforter. Kaylee was moved from a position with her head on the pillow to partially atop of Madison, and that's Bates 004045. So that's not at all what we were told by the Alves. We were told that she was sitting up in the corner. Yeah, I think we did hear some of this. There are discrete transfers on the pillows consistent with contact being made by Gonsalves' bloodied head, but these discrete transfers could be the result of several mechanisms. Purposeful movement before she was rendered unresponsive, movement of her head caused by blows or in response to blows by the assailant, and movement during the struggle, intentionally or inadvertently moved by the assailant. As for the comforter being placed over them, the spatter on the bottom sheet was limited to approximately chest level with a limited distribution of spatter on the bottom. Yeah, we heard all this. We're getting to something else, though. Turby makes several statements regarding the extent of blood that would be on the perpetrator, which I've said as well. The extensive and close-up nature of the attacks on Kaylee Madison, along with the blood spatter evident in the room and the moving of Kaylee's body, are evidence that the suspect's upper body, face, hair, hands, arms, and chest area would have been covered in blood. I said the same thing. Based on what we saw, based on the injuries. All available physical and blood evidence suggests that these were the first victims. They were specifically sought out on the third floor, and the suspects then moved down to second floor. I don't believe that. Still, I don't know that that's true. By Xana, this would have been covered in blood. The extensive and close-up nature of the attacks on Xana and Ethan, along with the blood spatter and blood smears evident in the room, the evidence are evidence that the suspect's entire body, face, hair, hands, arms, chest area, legs, feet, footwear would have been covered in blood. So this is basically claiming that the suspect would have been completely covered in blood. For those of you that aren't gathering it. The term covered in blood is not scientific. Okay, so down on through. The number and quantity of blood stains that were secondarily transferred in the scene was relatively small. Even during the violent activity associated with the assault, only a small number and quantity of blood was transferred outside of the bedrooms, while spatter was widely distributed in both bedrooms involved. The amount of spatter in the surrounding areas where a perpetrator would be located as to create a void. If perpetrator had been covered in blood, it seems a void would be unidentifiable. And Dr. Turby himself points out that there is a lack of bloody footwear patterns at the scene in general. Of course, we know that. So, hold on, you guys. Just trying to catch up to where we're supposed to be. I think MPD covered them too. That was my opinion, but precautionary acts. The precautionary acts in this case include the execution of living witnesses, the cleanup of bloody hands, feet, footwear, and clothing before leaving, and the disposal of said clothing along with weapons used. Direct evidence of this cleanup can be found in at least some of the dilute blood transfer. Okay. So they're claiming that the diluted blood transfers we see, maybe like on the table, so on and so forth, is due to the cleanup, which was located in different areas of the home. Indirect evidence includes the absence of bloody transfer from feet and hands despite movement of suspects within the home. The necessary opening of doors, absence of bloody footwear patterns at the scene in general. All of this would have required an extensive amount of time at the scene to clean. They had 8 hours. perhaps hours, which is within a time interval less than 15 to 20 minutes subsequent to 4 a.m. Hmm. And Turby refers to indicators of more than one assailant. It is not reasonable to think that Ethan would have remained in his bed after waking up or being awake while Xana was being attacked in front of him. This evidence and context begin to suggest the existence of a secondary attacker. Well, we knew that too. So let me see. At least two suspects were involved in this attack. This is indicated by the fact that multiple weapons were used against Kaylee, that multiple types of lethal force were used against Kaylee, and that Ethan and Xana appear to have been attacked at the same time. This is Super Ninja. This is inconsistent with the state's theory that these crimes were committed solely by one individual. Thank you. Okay, so, all right, we're going to get down to the DNA stuff here. This is just expert testimony, right? Sutton will testify that there is evidence that Ethan and Xana were in close proximity to each other at some point after the assault began, as evidenced by the findings of Kernodle's blood and DNA under the fingernails of Ethan Chapin's right hand, in the finding of Chapin's blood and DNA under the fingernails of both Xana Kernodle's hands. So I want to freeze right there. One, because I have to go to the little boy's room. Two, because that's very interesting to me. And I will be right back. Please bear with me. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, this is interesting to me here about the whole Ethan's DNA and blood being found under Xana's nails and Xana's being found under Ethan's nails. Um, there should, did Kim leave? She's in the chat. There should be blood transfer for sure from room to room. I agree with that one. Unless they cleaned the weapons, which is weird, but um unless there were different killers in each room. That's the thing too. One assailant could contain two people in close proximity to each other, especially if the assailant is armed. A single perpetrator can certainly use more than one weapon and can use multiple types of lethal force. In addition, there are other factors to consider, including but not limited to if the assailant is armed, if the assailant ambushed the victims, and if the victims were asleep when the attack started, and or if the victims were under the influence of alcohol or other substances.
I think it's interesting. They're not saying, hello.
Oh my God, you just scared me to death. Wow. To death. You scared me to death. I just about had a heart attack.
I'm sorry.
Wow. I was reading this and you weren't there, and all of a sudden, kaboom, there you were. And I have it turned up in my headphones. So anyway,
I'm sorry.
Jesus God, that's not your fault. Not your fault at all.
Clip that.
You got my blood pumping. That's for damn sure. Wow. That was great. Thank God I didn't yell. Normally when I get scared like that, I scream like a girl. So yeah, you know. We're all good.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, I thought it was interesting. Yeah, jump scare. They didn't say DNA. I think in other reports, it just says Xana and Ethan's DNA was under each other's fingernails. But now they're saying blood
and DNA.
That's different because they're intimate with each other. So their DNA would be under each other's fingernails probably, but not their blood from the murders.
And that's where this is getting a little weird to me. We were told that Ethan was passed out sleeping. I don't believe that at this point. Okay. And I haven't really, honestly, because I feel like everybody had defensive wounds. So were Xana and Ethan together fighting to save each other during the attack, possibly?
Oh yeah.
Because other than that, it almost makes like they were fighting each other. I don't believe that. That's not what I'm saying. So don't go anywhere with that. But that's how this is written almost. It's weird.
I've always thought when the police came out and said they were not bound and gagged, I'm like,
yeah.
Nobody was saying, I never heard anybody say that. Why are you coming out and saying that?
Right.
I've always thought if it was someone going after them for information or something like that, like I could see them all rounded up like that. Xana and Ethan being in close proximity. I don't know. That's just what I've always envisioned. But it was also telling that they said their feet and hands were cleaned.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Especially Xana. Xana's the one they know was fighting, like just from everything in that room. So
of course.
One of her feet, I don't know, they bagged one of her feet. So that's telling. What did she have?
Right.
For that. But
doing here.
Because, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because their reason saying that Kaylee and Maddie were both in that bed when they were attacked is because they didn't have blood on their feet.
Right.
Because it would have dripped out. Well, if they were cleaned.
Yeah.
Then that reasoning doesn't make sense.
I agree. What did I just do here? I messed something up. Hold on 1 minute. I got things all mixed up here. There it is. Okay. This next part gets interesting. So, okay. So Dr. the sheath was, Turby claim reports that the knife sheath was staged for the following reasons. The sheath was found precariously placed just slightly under the body of Madison Mogan and partially covered by the comforter that was placed atop the midsection of her body by the suspects. It could have not fallen accidentally into this location. Good point. Sutton will testify the sheath could have become trapped under Madison's body when she moved her left leg out of the bed. If she were hurriedly moving her left leg, she would not have taken time to move the comforter, in which case the sheath would be trapped under between the comforter and the bed, it would be reasonable for the sheath to be in this location because the evidence indicates that Kaylee and Maddie were the first to be killed. Dr. Turby also concludes that Gonsalves and Mogan were the first to be killed. Okay. And then must be a photograph of that. The sheath could have been covered by the comforter during the assault and if the comforter was moved by someone other than the decedents, or even when someone was searching for the sheath. There is no physical evidence to determine which scenario is more likely. A second reason Dr. Turby feels the sheath was staged, the sheath was new and unused. We all saw that.
Thank
That's
you,
coming
Dr.
from
Turby.
him.
Yep.
That is coming from him. Dr. Turby feels that the sheath was staged. The sheath was new and unused, as indicated by the absence of damage or wear to the leather. Amen to that.
Yep.
And then Sutton will testify that she is unsure why this proves that staging occurred. Of course you would. It could
Oh my
just
God, I
easily.
just had a thought. I'm sorry. Can I
Go it.
interrupt?
Let's hear it.
Him saying that about the sheath being unused and the police department saying that they bought a sample of knife and sheath. They're just covering their butts, probably, allegedly. They would have to have a reason for buying a sheath if that new one that was placed there was placed there.
They didn't need to buy another sheath. They have the sheath. They could have used that to display it for the hearings, the court, the trial.
Exactly.
All they would have needed would be a knife if they believed that. But, but that's based on their belief. That's not a factual statement, though.
Maybe my thought doesn't make sense. Probably doesn't make sense.
No, it does. I've said the same thing. Sutton is just being what she's supposed to do. Third reason Turby feels the sheath was staged is because the sheath was face down and had received only a few areas of minute blood spatter, impact, or aspirated, which it looks like aspirated to me, but whatever, while resting atop a sheet with significant impact spatter all around. The inconsistency of blood spatter, dispersion, and density indicate transfers occurring at different times, under different conditions with different levels of intensity, which is probably why Anne said the sheath was placed. It wasn't on, and it looks placed. It wasn't, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Hold on a minute here. Well, if you're under the comforter when you get stabbed, then you have to stab through the comforter. Then there would be holes in the comforter, and there weren't. Thank you. Exactly. So Sutton will testify the difference in the amount of spatter on the sheath versus the amount of the fitted sheet or even comforter simply proves that the sheath came to rest in this location where it was discovered at a different time during. Shut up. That makes no sense. Anyway. It does not.
That's a really important point about that comforter.
I fully agree with you. Yes, ma'am.
Huge. Like when you go to bed, you get under your blanket.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I don't think they had the opportunity to do that.
I don't even think Maddie was in bed.
Well, I agree with you. This next statement is interesting to me because I've thought this before. The sheath could have been at another location when it was spattered and then moved here at a later time. That is interesting to me. And this is coming from Sutton, but I don't think it happened in that aspect. I think it's different altogether, but that's just an interesting statement. If the perpetrator moved the comforter, as Turby believes, the sheath could have been moved to this location when the comforter was moved. It would have fallen off the bed. And the position that it was in, it would have been knocked off the bed, in my opinion. It would have just sat there and teetered. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's think about that a minute, because if we're saying that the sheath came from outside the house, so someone from outside the house that was not there during the crime came in and placed the sheath, it wouldn't be able to get blood spatter on it. That's what he's saying.
Basically,
So
yeah,
so then I think that eliminates that.
it would. I agree.
So then we have to stop blaming pain. But so if that sheath is in the house during the time of the crime,
Thank you, Donnie.
who was
Well,
it?
this
The
is what we need to figure
perpetrators?
out. Yeah,
The perpetrators then would possibly be setting up Brian Koberger.
very possibly. Yes.
Uh-oh, Mike, is my sound bad?
It sounds like you're you're in another room while you're talking. You don't
Maybe
sound as close.
I'm going to leave and come back and see.
Okay. And she's gone. I'm all by myself again. This could account for a different amount of spatter on the exposed surface of the sheath and the exposed surface of the bed sheet. I would like to see how much blood was actually on top of the comforter. I think that could help with this. Oh, right. Yeah, we've said that too. Come on back, Miss Kim. Or do you need a easier link to grab here? Hold on. Throw it there in the chat. There we go. Turby's fourth reason is that they feel that the sheath was staged, placed in location without receiving bloody transfer from the hands or fingers of the suspect that did it. This means it was done after the attacks and / posing, but also after the suspect had washed their hands subsequent to. Hello.
Hi, I unplugged it. I thought when I plugged my printer
You're
in.
better now. That sounds better.
Thanks.
Yeah, it just sounded like you were in a can or something with that
It
metal
was
sound.
using my computer microphone.
Gotcha. So they're saying, and the fourth reason he's saying is because if the sheath was placed at that location without receiving bloody transfer from the hands or fingers of the suspect that did it, this means it was done after the attack / posing, but also after the suspect had washed their hands, subsequent to the cleanup efforts and the scene. That makes sense. Because it should have, if it was, those people would have had blood all over their hands, whoever did this. And if it was that way, in that sense, put in a place like that, it would have had other things all over it. I believe that too. Sutton will testify that it is true that there are no bloody transfers visible in a knife sheath, but the significance of this finding does not support that the placement of the sheath was staged. It could have gotten in this location without having been touched by a perpetrator after the attacks or even after their hands were cleaned or gloved removed. Either scenario would explain the lack of contact staining without staging having occurred. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. All right. So there is something else that we're going to be trying to get to. That's not going to be it. And for this, I'm going to jump somewhere else so we don't have to another stream I was given a link to. Give me 1 second. Because this is an interesting piece of information here. 1 minute, guys. Thank you, SRB. All right. Thank you, Mr. Harsh, for doing this. It's easier than digging and pulling out specific points. Here we be.
Beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people, you. It's wicked, wicked, wonderful dance video. I meant to do this for on the back end of what Amber was saying in her knife sheath. Brian Koberger's, wasn't it? We was told that, weren't shown the evidence of it because obviously that's all secret. Shh, hush, hush, don't tell anyone. Trust us, bro. It definitely is. Or was it? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? And Amber's link to her video will be in the description of this video. If you haven't watched it, go over. If you're not subscribed, go over and subscribe and go and listen to someone who actually says things that are relevant to the case. Slide dig there.
That was a dig.
Can't help myself.
It's important that each item has its own item number with a description. If Moscow Police Department did not make it extremely clear, super freaking clear to the ISP when they submitted the evidence that they had changed all the numbers and that the descriptions aren't going to match those same numbers anymore. Literally, half these swabs could be scrambled.
And what we spoke about previously is how they're listing things. So we're talking about blood in certain areas having certain tags on them. So it's like, there's a bit of blood over there. I'm going to mark that as a specific number. This bit over here, I'm going to mark that with a specific number. Well, it turns out that some of these numbers don't correctly correlate to what is actually there or where it actually was. And that's problematic, isn't it? Because when you start referencing specific numbers, then you may not be referencing what is attached to that number correctly. And why is that important? Well, it's important because if they're all fucking scrambled, you may not be looking at the right thing when you're referencing certain things. But this is going to become even more important in a second.
This expert didn't even know that until 2025. So she was writing up her reports that certain stains belonged to victims that didn't. Stains that weren't even tested because of Payne's renumbering system. So that makes me wonder, could there be a problem with the matching of the description on the exhibit list, which says 500 Queen Road, and the lab, which says from scene? Because this particular example isn't the first time I've...
Hold on. I don't know if anybody caught that. Listen to what she says here again.
Yeah.
Which says 500 Queen Road. This expert didn't even know that until 2025. So she was writing up her reports that certain stains belonged to victims that didn't. Stains that weren't even tested.
So what she's saying is that in the reports that were written, that blood stains belong to victims that didn't because they were never tested to know that. Now what she says next is very interesting.
Wow.
Because of Payne's renumbering system. So that makes me wonder, could there be a problem with the matching of the description on the exhibit list, which says 500 Queen Road?
Which is jackass.
500 Queen Road is Showalter's house. Apartment.
Yes.
Okay. So this is what she's saying is this is a crossover. When Payne renumbered this, here we are again, putting your little grubby ass fingers on something you shouldn't be fucking touching. Okay. And doing it. You had to do this on purpose. This had to be done on purpose if this is what this is, folks. Period. I'm going to let her finish now, but think about this for a minute. So what this is going to be claiming it per se that this is Showalter's blood. Think about it.
And the lab, which says from scene. Because this particular example isn't the first time I've noticed that these item numbers don't always seem to match up right, or doesn't seem to be there at all. A decent example of this is lab number 14. This is about the testing of those Keystone cans in that black backpack. It doesn't say much in it except that the bag tested negative for blood and the cans and DNA swabs were forwarded for DNA analysis. But of all the oral swabs listed, there's 9 redacted names here. I could only identify one using the exhibit list. The other lab numbers weren't there, which seems odd since I didn't have that problem with other oral swabs and DNA listed, like in lab number 9. All of these names I could find. And I don't even know who these people are. So why are some lab items not listed? I don't like that.
Protective order. 2 words, protective order. We've spoken about this briefly. Well, I say briefly, multiple times actually, where it seems that certain people around this crime and certain things are being redacted and they are being hidden. And it's interesting that some of the names that we're not finding are names that are being, they're quite prominent around this case. And it makes you wonder whether these names are the ones that are being, protected. You would expect to see some of these people appear in some of these documents, wouldn't you?
Now, this still takes my brain back to the statement, the text messages between Steve and Brett, where he talks about the Showalters walking up his driveway, somebody from the Showalter family, telling him you need to look in a different direction or there's going to be consequences, right along with the Mortensen family. Is this why? Is this why Steve was looking at the Showalter and the Mortensen family? Could this be? I mean, truly and honestly, you guys, I'll keep going, but my gears are turning like crazy.
Let me know down below what names you would expect to at least be seeing written there that aren't.
Here's something I like even less. Back in lab number 13, it says, just going over this one more time, the DNA profiles obtained from item 38 and 39 match that previously obtained from the known reference samples of blank. This DNA profile is at least 80.4 nonillion times more likely to be seen if John Showalter is the source than if an unrelated individual randomly selected from the general population is the source. So now let's flip back to that front page and see what Showalter's item number was that they compared it to. Should be listed on the evidence description list.
Yep.
But oh, look, he was not. So then I went back to the state's exhibit list, like I always do when I'm trying to cross-reference the item numbers, right? And I found Jack Showalter. Here he is. Exhibit number S482. MPD item 257. DNA swab. John Showalter. Lab item 1.
Here.
You see it right there.
Lab item 1.
John Showalter. Lab item.
So
There you
what
go.
do you think before we get there? Lab.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know how I missed this because I've probably done 2 or 3 shows on that. This has driven me insane.
I know.
And I don't know why I didn't pay attention to the lab item 1. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. This is bombshell.
This is crazy bombshell shit. Thank you to Amber. And everybody that's looked at this, okay? Thank you. We've all looked at that. Here's the problem, Kim, is we've looked at so much stuff. It's hard to like keep focus on specific things, but this is big, okay? I think this is big in some way. So,
yep. I'm going to have to leave you with that. I got to go have dinner with the family. If you're still on, I'll come back though.
thank you, dear, for being here. I appreciate it.
Sorry. Thanks for having me.
No, it's okay. No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
Item 1 is, and if I just move me so you know I'm not fucking pulling your leglet, lab item 1. Lab item 1. What in the world could lab item 1 be? Prepare to have your hair blown back if you don't know already.
1. But how can that be? Because lab item 1 is the freaking knife sheath. Here it is on the state's exhibit list. Exhibit number S417, MPD item 11, 1122 King Road, K-bar knife sheath, lab item 1. How is both the K-bar knife sheath and Jack Showalter's DNA labeled lab item 1? How are both of those things lab item 1? Am I reading this wrong? Do my eyes deceive me? Tell me if I'm somehow reading this wrong for real. Because here it is, Jack Showalter, lab item 1. Flip back to the previous page. K-bar knife sheath, lab item 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's reading that way, but let's see.
If I'm reading this wrong, you better tell me right now, because this has got my heart pounding, y'all. Because now what I really, really want to know is what exactly did they match the blood in Showalter's apartment to? What did they compare it to? Lab item 1, the knife sheath, or lab item 1, Jack Showalter's DNA? Because only one of those things came from the scene.
And this is why it's important, because they literally listed it as from scene in one and then not in the other. And that little redaction of that word is a key component to this mystery, because this actually looks like it was, and John Showalter, by the way, is his real name. It's Jack Showalter. So Jack Showalter's DNA, in accordance with documentation, it places his DNA on the knife sheath. And we have an actual document that provides you with evidence of that. And who do we not have evidence in a proper format like this that connects them to the knife sheath, and rather than just a trust us bro? And how the fuck can you trust them? Because at the moment it looks like they're either completely incompetent and their paperwork is so fucked up that it looks like Jack Showalter's DNA was on the knife sheath,
And Payne changed the numbers. He renumbered everything. Could that be why? Did he renumber it to draw away from? Again, I don't know that that's true, that happened, but he did renumber everything. Thank you, SRB. And it shows lab item 1, lab item 1. Doesn't say anything else. I will back up just to verify this. Yeah, that says lab item 1, lab item 2. Hold on.
Flip back to the previous page. K-bar knife sheath, lab item 1. If I'm reading this wrong, you better tell me right now, because this has got my heart pounding. K-bar knife sheath, lab item 1.
What the hell?
Did they match the blood in Showalter's apartment to? What did they compare it to? Lab item 1, the knife sheath, or lab
item 1 for case M2022-4843 is not M2022. Well, okay, so what are the two different case numbers then, Lucy? What's the difference between 4870 and 4843?
item 1, Jack Showalter's DNA. Because only one of those things came from the scene.
and this is why it's important, because they literally listed it as from scene in one and then not in the other. And that little redaction of that word is a key component to this mystery, because this actually looks like.
So what it is then is lab item 1 from this case number and lab item 1 from that case number they're being mixed up is what it is. Okay.
Like it was, and John Showalter, by the way, is his real name. It's Jack Showalter. So Jack Showalter's DNA, in accordance with documentation, it places his DNA on the knife sheath. And we have an actual document that provides you with evidence of that. And who do we not have evidence in a proper format like this that connects them to the knife sheath, and rather than just a trust us bro? And how the fuck can you trust them? Because at the moment it looks like they're either completely
All right, and so what I'll do is I'll make sure that this sounds, what Lucy's saying does sound right. Okay, I'm going to keep playing it. Don't worry. What I'm going to do is double check the case numbers to make sure that they're two separate things and all that stuff, just to make sure that we're not, that way we can understand it completely.
competent, and their paperwork is so fucked up that it looks like Jack Showalter's DNA was on the knife sheath, unless they've mislabeled so many things that it's being misconstrued that way, which again, that is worrying in itself. But yeah, There you go. Great catch by Amber. Again, if you're not subscribed, go and subscribe. I just wanted to finish that up and just round that up because, yeah, that's a bit of a mind-blowing thing, that is, isn't it? Let me know down below what you think. Was Jack Showalter's DNA on the knife sheath? And if it was, what does it mean for this case? Love you all, and I will catch you all in the next one. Mwah.
So I'm here today to talk about.
Okay. So I see the interesting part to that. I'm going to go back and double check the numbering, but I'm probably positive that what Lucy's saying is absolutely accurate. They're definitely going to be two different situations. They're not going to be the same. That's probably where she made her mistake. Now, I'm not saying she did it on purpose. I'm just saying she probably looked at and didn't realize they were two separate case numbers. Which is understandable. It can happen with all this craziness. For sure. For sure. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. I still have issues with him numbering everything, honestly, but it doesn't mean that that's what we're looking at right now yet. Okay, just we have to look into a little bit more, just to ensure we're getting the right information. The DNA that was collected to find the source is not submitted under the same case number as the crime evidence samples, right? Which would make sense. So don't get all worked up yet, guys. We just have to make sure. And I can show you. Yeah, back to the document. I just wanted to look into that that portion of that video real quick is all it was. So thank you for showing me that, SRB. And hold on. Let me go back to the document real quick. If it'll come up for me. 1 minute. Here we go. Okay. Not that. Have to get back to that another point. This is a little bit more important. And that's perfectly fine. We can get back to that other stuff at any time. Where did everything go? Hold on. Here we go. Oh, yoy, the confusing sides. Oh, so much stuff. Okay, back to this. All right. So back to where I was. No, I mean she did. She explained it, but the thing is she's not looking at is that, like Lucy said, there's two different numbers. They're both listed as lab item number 1. That's correct, but it's on two different case numbers, meaning one is for the evidence, the other one like on the sheath, and the other one is a different classification is why it's confusing. That would be why. Is this where I need to be? Miss Joanne? Please and thank you. Okay, now I'm going to Discord again. I'm going to get... Hold on. Oh, okay. I see it, Lucy. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, these are two different things. There's two different case numbers on them. So yeah, it makes sense. M20224870, and then the other one is listed as M48. No, that's 4870 as well. Wait a minute. 4843. There's the other one. Okay. Thank you, Lucy. Um, all right, let me get back to this because you guys know I get lost quick, like I just did. Damn it. Hold on. Oh my god, this thing is so stupid. There we go. I don't know why this is doing this to me. 1 minute. All right, here we are. Okay. All right, so back to where we're at. A single perpetrator can certainly use more than one weapon and can use multiple types of lethal force. I read that. All right, so Turby indicates that an excessive amount of time would be required for a perpetrator to clean up after the assault. Sutton's testifying that washing or wiping the hands takes a little time, especially if preparations for cleaning are made beforehand. Removal of protective clothing and shoe coverings takes seconds. Turby reports that the knife sheath was staged for the following reasons. We went through all that already. I got to scroll back down. My apologies. We left off down here. I think we were on reason number 4. And then it ended it. That was all of it, you guys. And then we jumped from the from that to this guest editorial thing. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Let me scroll through that down to this part down here. Okay, I'm just checking the chat to make sure everything's right. I get it, Scully. All right, so moving forward, in response to the defendant's expert disclosures and in addition to previously disclosed testimony, the state may call Katie White, formerly Dace, as the expert witness to respond, rebut, and testify as follows. Combined index system, which is CODIS, national collection DNA maintained from FBI. Am I still supposed to be going through this for what you wanted to see, Joanne? Um, Thank you, Lucy. Now everyone is under that same number. It said is what it's the way she explains it. It's not only just Showalter and Chestnut that are under M224870. It's everyone, and that shows the document here. It's all listed. Decor, Koberger, Johnson, Allant, Funk, Mortensen, Mogan, Carnodal, Chapin, and Gonsalves. They're all under this. Um, or 4870. Sorry, not 4843. My apologies. I read the wrong thing. No, agreed. Oh no, it's okay, Moonflower. No worries. This is hard to understand. Um, very hard to understand. She was right. It's not that she was wrong. Oh, okay. That's no problem. It's not that she was wrong. I think she just misunderstood that what she was seeing was listed under two different numbers, the way she was reading it. That the lab number one was under this number, and that there was another lab number one, but it was for a different number. You see what I'm saying? It can be confusing as hell if you're not looking directly at it. To look at the document and see it, then it shows there. So, understood. So, down here more. For this case, the knife sheath next to one of the victims produced an unknown male profile. All right, this is where we're at. I think this is what Joanne was talking about, okay? The victims that were believed to have been stabbed to death and the sheath's proximity to the victim's body provided the strongest link to a potential perpetrator. The residence where the crime occurred is heavily trafficked by college students, and the location of the blood spot on the underside of the handrail, male B, does not in itself indicate a link to the crime. A gardening style glove located outside the residence in a publicly accessible area produced an additional unknown male profile, male D. No DNA attributable to the victims was located on this item, and a direct link to the crime could not be established. Had DNA from one or more of the victims been located on this item, it would likely have been CODIS eligible. Sorry. This is dumb. At the time CODIS eligibility was determined, male DNA profiles A, B, and D were unidentified, and it was not possible for lab staff to know who would ultimately be linked to any one of them. The CODIS eligibility determination was strictly based on an evaluation of the probative value of each item. So that explains that. Is it understood? Not 100%. Of course not. But that's how I explain it. That's how they explain it there. Oh my god, this stuff is it gives me a headache. Um, and it looks like we've run out of time. So I guess I'm gonna have to jump back to the Inan stuff tomorrow. But this was more important than that anyway. Does anybody have any more questions about this? Because I struggle with understanding it myself. So let's like if you have any questions, throw them up here. I'm gonna write them down and see if I can find answers for you. Uh, please. Any questions at all? If you have a question about what we just looked at, write it in here. I'm gonna write it down, and I will go look it up and see if I can give you an answer for it by tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll just pull up the Enan stuff we were going to pull up today. But anything new comes first. I didn't realize it was that in depth in that document drop. I thought it was just what Kim had read. How did they mix up the numbers, or why separate case numbers? That's an interesting question, bud. I have that question myself. Why separate numbers? I think that it's because they're two different pieces of the case, Scully. I'm going to look into it to see for sure. And then I'll show you if I can. Give me till tomorrow at least on it. Now, why I have my own question as to why Payne renumbered everything. I don't think that should have been done. I agree with you on that one, bud. What's up, Susie? Good to see you. Yeah, the renumbering thing, I don't think you should have never touched that. ATX is saying Payne made his own system without telling Sutton, which is interesting. I agree with that. Fully agree with that. Was unidentified male B, was that the blood DNA? It was blood DNA. Yes, male. All of male D, B, and C were blood. Every one of them were blood. If I'm correct, the only one that wasn't blood was the so-called Brian Koberger DNA. Was that blood DNA that was found that was labeled as male B or just a regular DNA swab? I think it was a swab from like the handrail or wherever they found it. Now, what I want to know is what they, how can I say this? They found blood in Jack Showalter's apartment. They found blood in Jack DeCour's apartment. I want to know what they tested it against. That's something I want to know for sure. And I want to know if they tested it against anything that came from the 1122 house. And if they did they tell us the truth? I'll just put it that way. So I'm going to be looking into that for sure. So thank you guys for being here. And I'm sorry if anybody got confused because I'm a little confused myself. You know, new document. 100% trying to figure out what it means. So I'm going to be looking into some of this other stuff a little bit deeper. Tomorrow I will jump back in and we will go back and do the Inan Harsh thing. Evidence from the scene tested against reference samples from potential perps. Thank you. Yeah, that's true too. All right. So thank you, Kim, for joining me. That was definitely an interesting interview for sure. Some things were brought to the surface again that begs some certain questions. So thank you guys so much for joining me as we break this stuff down and look into it for sure. You guys are amazing. I will be live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight with Crimes After Dark. I'm sure some of this is going to get brought up there again. So I look forward to seeing some of you guys there. I hope it helps me. So, and for those of you that I won't, I will see tomorrow right back here again. You're good, Lucy. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you trying to do your best on it, as everybody struggles with this stuff, guys. We always have. Thank you all very much. Nothing but love to you all. Thank you to my mods for joining me. I will be jumping in the voice after this. Anybody who's interested. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you to anybody that chose to donate to support the channel today. You guys are amazing. And every one of you guys have an amazing day. God bless. Nothing but love. And I'll see you all soon. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change anything, folks, because you truly are the beautiful people. Bye-bye, everyone.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We laid the map out in the pouring rain. No hidden corner.